Felicitations, my family of fledglings. And Ghost, it's so good to unsee you as well. My name is Damien Holme, professional disruptor and ghost host with the most at your service. Tonight is a discourse night because that's what we do on Wednesdays. And it is Wednesday at the time of this live. Hi. Hello. Chills right out the gates. Oh, I feel it. Thank you. One day I will not feel the chills and I'll be sad, but today I still feel the chills. All this time, and I still do. You also took a little hiatus, and so I think it reset my chills clock. Haley says I woke up angry this morning from exhaustion. Welcome to my life. That's pretty much me every single morning. Despite my best efforts the start of this school year to try to get better sleep and better habits and change my schedule. I have a old live stream called Imminent Stream Schedule Changes Ahead, and then I didn't actually do the I didn't do it. I didn't do those changes. So I've been regularly sleeping about 3 hours and then several naps during the day, 15-minute naps here and there as I can. I'm not proud. Tonight's stream is you teach me how to do better at sleep, maybe. Chills and answer the discourse question like shit. Oh no. You guys too? Are we all just a team of can't sleep well, can't make this happen, suffer every day, struggle bus through the day? I spent about 2 hours trying to get comfortable and fall asleep last night. Then I couldn't sleep well at all once I did fall asleep, so it all sucked. Ugh. That's the... I hate when you know you need to sleep well, and I think there's like performance pressure, and your brain's like, how about you're uncomfortable in your bed? And you're like, no, I don't, no thank you. I don't want that. And then your brain's like, okay, that's fine. How about you panic a little bit just as you're about to pass out? Because that's fun. And you're like, no, none of that, please, either. Thank you. And your brain's like, all right, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. I'm going to give you really shitty nightmares. You're going to wake up from them, and then you're not going to fall back asleep again. Or your brain's like, all right, so the nightmare bin's empty right now, but I'm going to make it so you sleep funny. So you wake up in the middle of a REM cycle, and you're in pain because you put your arm behind your head funny. And now you have to mitigate the pain before you sleep again. Am I close to the target for any of you? I'm gonna fail that teaching experience. That's okay. Maybe you and I can both learn from somebody else then. You know how I handle my sleep? Nap was interrupted by the cats sleeping in the worst spots. Ugh. Pets are so sweet until you need to get good sleep, and then they're awful. Little demons. The first issue, I could hear my heartbeat on freaking stereo because it was too quiet. Oh, yeah. So the kiddos, because reasons, have a pink noise machine, and it's playing like a constant. If you know what pink noise sounds like, if not, Google it. They have a constant pink noise going on in their room. Number one reason why we have a pink noise machine in their room is because when Oz streams, if you've ever heard her loudest cackle, it enters the HVAC ducts in our house, which are metal, like most ducts are, and it reverberates into all of the other rooms that have that ductwork, including the girls' room. I can stand, I don't even have to stand. I can lie down on one of the girls' beds and listen at the vent for heating and cooling, and I can hear Oz's cackle. Kind of tinny, like what I don't know if you've ever done the two cans on a string sort of experiment, like the old school 1940s or 50s telephone thing. I can hear her through that. And that's gotta be disturbing for the kids unless there was a pink noise going on in their room. So they have the pink noise going on in their room, and then we turn on a baby monitor. They're not babies anymore, but we can't give it up. We don't have a cool, like, CCTV, or whatever you call it, you know, like camera system in the house where you can look and listen and make sure nobody's like eating paste or doing dumb. To be perfect, paste is probably an outdated term because we don't have paste in the house, but we do have lip gloss. And the little knows better not to eat lip gloss because that goes on your lips and it's not food. But the tiny was like, this shit tastes like fruit. And she's been eating her lip gloss. So we put that away. Her chapstick we had to put away. Basically anything that was meant to be some sort of makeup or glow up or whatever, if it smelled fruity, we had to hide it from her because she was eating all of those things. Yeah. So it'd be great to have, like, you know, cameras with like video and sound and whatnot, just to be sure that they're behaving themselves at the age that they're at. Not that we can't be in the room with them, but sometimes it's nice to be productive in a different room. And yeah, just use your phone. Anyway, that all said, that pink noise comes through on the monitors. And so in our room, we also have a pink noise through the baby monitor, and it's nice. It's like just enough background noise so I don't hear my heartbeat on stereo like you do. Yeah. So then I got my headphones, but couldn't get comfortable because of my back and arms. Oh no. I also wouldn't be able to sleep with headphones on. I think just the pressure on my head, I'd be like, nah, I can't feel comfortable like that. Eric pointed out that my laugh echoes through the whole house when we play at night. I'm in Final Fantasy 14. What makes you say that? That doesn't sound like something I would do. I'm pretty sure that's not the case, Akuma. I think you're making stuff up. I set up the stream in a very specific way tonight. You hear the music. That music, what you hear is the Doma theme. Doma is a city in Final Fantasy VI. It's where you get Cyan. Well, you don't get him in that village, but that's like his home is Doma, and he's the samurai in the group, and so it's a Final Fantasy VI song. We're just listening to a Final Fantasy VI song right now. That is true, but I might be twisting some truths in there. We're talking about sleep. I started 5.5 streams, and I'm going to be starting a 6th, but I need to say something. I probably will never do this for any other platform, and I probably will just see how this goes with this one platform. But I watched a number of people say that when they mention platforms that they stream on by name, which I've been wont to do, I often come online and say who I am and all the different platforms I stream on, so you can find me on all of those. But most people really don't. So I don't know why I do that in the first place. Like, if you're already watching me on one platform, why do I suggest another one? I haven't started my stream on TikTok yet for 2 reasons. One, I'm using a new method that I have Nutty to thank for, like so many things on my stream. I basically thank VR Flawed and Nutty for everything that is my stream, because they've set up most of my stream for me without their knowledge. And apparently, if you stream on TikTok and mention other platforms, the TikTok algorithm gods get mad and they push you away from all the viewers. That, oh, no, we heard you say a competitor's name. and you can't do that. So now we're gonna shadow ban your stream, and then you're streaming to, I don't know, maybe 20 people or something. Not that TikTok's doing particularly great in terms of population, because I see advertisements begging people to come back and they'll give you free TikTok bucks for the endeavor of getting people back or referring new people. It's kind of pathetic, TikTok. But we're about to start the TikTok stream. I'm going to be using Nutty's new Restream.io methodology. I'm going to QA it. If you could QA it with me, just to make sure that everything's working okay on the TikTok side. You don't need to sit and watch it on TikTok. I just want to be certain that it's working and that everything's fine, that we're on 6.5 platforms instead of 5.5. And then we'll proceed as per usual. Hopefully somebody will pop in stream with some real good sleep, that they sleep really well and they tell us how they do it. If it involves murder, that might be a deal breaker for me. Hello, Rose Troa. Welcome on in. We are discussing, well, now there's 4 of us here who have a complicated relationship with sleep. So the 4 of us will hopefully boon from other people coming in and giving their best tips and tricks and how they do it and what works and what doesn't work. Because I already know how Troa's sleep patterns are here and there. So the updated thing was the restream setup. I couldn't tell if it was working correctly for me, so I have to test it again now that I've gotten YouTube figured out. I'm so glad you got YouTube sussed out. Yeah, happy to weigh in on anything else that you have YouTube issues with. And I'm also going to be doing the restream TikTok method right now. Hissing at topic and sleep deprivation. Yeah. Okay, without further ado, let's hit live. And that means I will not be talking about Twitch or YouTube or any other streaming brands by name, because I don't really want to be shadow banned. This is probably the only policing of my own language that I will do. I don't like the way TikTok makes their users police their language, like unaliving and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, that might mean that my algorithmic presence on that platform is awful, but I can at least stop promoting all of my other social medias that I stream on. Not least of which because if you're already watching me on a live, you've probably decided what platform you want to see me on. So for me to say you could also watch me on all these other platforms, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense anyway. So for me to say I'm giving this up so TikTok doesn't shadow ban me, I'm not really giving up a whole heck of a lot. I honestly probably shouldn't keep promoting all these other platforms if it doesn't do much to serve the overall brand anyway. You know what I mean? Yeah, I saw the posts about people calling it the purple site and the red site. That just seems dumb to me. I'm probably not going to use it. I'm probably just not going to refer to the platforms at all because there's no point, no reason to. Thanks for helping me. I was about to rip my hair out because I can tell what I did wrong. Honestly, and I complained about this before when I first got YouTube working on stream. I could not find other guides where people had all the details right. They stopped short or they didn't give you the full picture. I had to get that myself. I had to figure that out on my own. The internet failed me. There was not and this is how you do it. Not all the way through. Everybody was like 90% of the tutorial, which sucks. TikTok bans certain words. You didn't know? Oh my gosh, yeah. TikTok bans a lot of words, and they won't tell you that they ban the words either. So it's definitely a shadow ban kind of experience. You will be posting and you'll say stuff that is against their secret menu of words that they don't particularly like, and they will just shadow ban or like limit the amount of people you're exposed to. And suddenly what you were used to, your same posts, if you're, I'm not this person, but if you regularly post on TikTok and you're like, oh yeah, 1,000 views here, 1,000 views there, 1,000 views here. And then you start posting and your posts are like 100 views, 100 views, 100 views. And you're like, wow, am I wildly unpopular suddenly for the same content I've been posting all this time? It's not. It's because you said one of the bad words. They limit your reachability if you use certain phrases or mention competitor websites like Twitch and YouTube. Yes. I personally prefer the TikTok from Oz. I love that. Have you ever listened to Scissor Sisters, by the way, Troa? They're a great band. They're heavily inspired by like Pink Floyd and God, I'm thinking of it. Oh, Elton John. Dumb. I was like, I'm thinking of his act, but I can't think of his name. Elton John, Pink Floyd, but they're very much their own sort of more modern, futuristic thing. And they have a song about the movie Return to Oz with Fairuza Balk, which is one of my favorite movies of all time, and you know has TikTok in it and everything. Many people have like talked about the original 1939 Wizard of Oz, but not its sequel movie, which was done in the 80s with like Jim Henson Muppets and all sorts of creepy things. It was really creepy, actually, and I really liked it. I really liked it. It set the stage for a lifelong crush on Fairuza Balk, and I really liked the TikTok character. He was really cool. Did I show you what Nutty said about talking to someone at YouTube about the new YouTube studio that combines horizontal and vertical? You told me that they were going to do that, but not what Nutty said about it. Oh no, I don't use TikTok. I know Twitter does shadow bans. Good to know. I don't know that I've ever done anything specifically wrong on Twitter, but I also know that I don't think I've done anything particularly right on Twitter. If that makes sense. Everything I've ever posted is like, I don't know, I've just I post there every once in a while, but I wouldn't say I'm a Twitter person. Necro, hi, welcome on in. Yes, they did cover Numb by Pink Floyd. It was really different. I played it for Oz, and she's a big Pink Floyd fan, and she was kind of weirded out. She was like, oh, this is very different. But to me, if you make a cover that's very much like the original, I think that's kind of just like cheating. It's like singing at karaoke. It don't really show the world what you've got if the best you can do is make all the instrumentation, beats per minute, tone out everything just like the original. That just means you wanted to hear your voice sing that song, and I think that's kind of egotistical. The way Scissor Sisters did Numb, I thought was great. It's maybe it's not what you wanted of that track, but it's its own unique creation. It sounds great to me, and it's different. That's the biggest thing. It shows their creative efforts and not a karaoke rendition. Like when 311 did The Cure's Love Song, basically karaoke. When No Doubt did It's My Life by, what was it, Talk Talk? Basically a karaoke rendition. They did not change it enough. It was like the same song. When Limp Bizkit did Behind Blue Eyes, they changed like the part that they didn't like, but it was basically a karaoke song. I want more covers where you add your own personal flair and you change the song so that it suits your creative vision. You're not just singing somebody else's song and trying to make money off of that. Yeah, comfortably numb. I love Return to Oz, and yes, I know the Scissor Sisters. I was bartending when Filthy Gorgeous was a hit, and man, did that one get old fast. That one's a little repetitive. It's maybe not my favorite track of theirs because it's kind of, I mean, it's low-hanging fruit, and it's repetitive, and it's whatever. Remember the queen with all the heads? Oh yeah, Princess Mombi, right? She was freaky. Definitely among the scariest parts of that movie. She scared the shit out of me, but I also wanted to be her when I grew up. I mean, that's real power, right? To have an entire wing of your mansion dedicated to other young girls and older women's heads just waiting to be used by you. That's a kind of power, you know. It's like the head in jar Futurama sort of thing, but they're all just asleep and waiting for your magic to bring them to life so that you become that particular person. It's creepy. Return to Oz with the lady who has a bunch of different heads, has faces. I simultaneously loved that movie and thought it was more creepy. It was way more creepy than the original Wizard of Oz. I know some people don't particularly like the way that the Wicked Witch was depicted, but I don't know. Once you've seen Return to Oz, everything Wizard of Oz looks way more tame than that. Also, see if I can find Nutty's post again about YouTube Studio. Cool. Yeah. Well, hello, Jam. When Weezer did Africa. Oh, yeah. Weezer doing Africa, I feel, is the same way. And I know I have some Weezer fans in chat, but I'm going to be honest. Weezer's version of Africa was just Toto's version of Africa without Toto. It was just like, oh, well, I want to sing this song. They did very subtle changes to the instrumentation, but so did No Doubt, and so did 311. You know, it's like, it's just the same bullshit where it's like you didn't really care to make a song that sounded endemically you. Like, do a Pinkerton era Weezer version of Africa and give it like pain and dissonance to the chords here and there. Make it awkward. You know, don't make it the exact same song Toto already wrote. Yeah. There's so many covers like that. In fact, I haven't really curated this, so eventually one day when I'm bored, if that ever happens in the rest of my life, I do want to go into Spotify and make like a best covers playlist and a worst covers playlist, and be like, here, don't listen to these, just I want to put them on blast and look at this playlist and see how many people have just decided to write their own karaoke of a song without any changes to the original song. And then here's some people who did great things that made the song rather different and cool, you know. Even if it's a reduction or an oversimplification of the song, if it was done differently, that is fine. I think when Frente, they're a Australian band, some of you may know, when Frente did Bizarre Love Triangle by New Order, they simplified it. They turned it into something closer to Time After Time by Cyndi Lauper. But it was sweet. It was different. And it wasn't the whole manic dance hall song that the New Order one was. And all they did was, you know, played the chords slower and with an acoustic guitar. So it wasn't a lot of work, but I can at least respect that. It was at least different. Or they were the only ones to do that. Who is the guy, or is two guys, right? Gary Jules or something like that, who did Mad World by Tears for Fears. Mad World has amazing percussion and really janky chords and is really cool, the original Mad World. And I think it's Gary Jules, if I'm getting his name right. When he did Mad World, he took out all of the nuance. No percussion, slow, all the jank removed, like basically really sucked the life out of the song. But I will still give him credit because it was still really different. He did his own thing. He made it unique. He took it into a different genre. And I appreciate that, even if I do still like the original Mad World better. I did send you the nutty tweet about YouTube Studio. It was before we had set up our meeting the other day. I'll reread it. Yeah, Weezer did Africa a few years ago. No Pinkerton, not a great Weezer album. Pinkerton is the only Weezer album I like today. When I was younger, I liked Weezer in general, basically like the first 4 albums or so. And as I have gotten older, I dislike all Weezer now except for Pinkerton, because Pinkerton was the only album where they had angst, frustration, dissonance, an unclear vision about what they were doing, lots of rough around the edges music, and they weren't just generally asleep at the wheel. Now they sound asleep at the wheel. And when you listen to Rivers talk about the way he writes music, that the fact that he has basically a notebook, maybe it's all digital now, but back in the day, he just had a notebook where he had songwriting formulas, and he would just shove a bunch of soft ideas through a meat grinder of the most basic music theory, and spit it out into people's ears in a way. Oh. Troa, have a great lurk. Hope the spinnies go away very soon. I feel like Weezer appeals to people that don't like music. That it's too simple now. It's too low-hanging fruit. It's I'd say Taylor Swift has more complexity to her music than Weezer, and that's saying something, because her target demographic is like 14-year-old girls, where she's trying to make like earworms that they will all be able to sing along to. I think Weezer still does worse, except for Pinkerton. I like the 2 songs that everyone knows Weezer for, and that's about it. Interesting. I take that back. Like 3 Weezer songs everyone knows about. That's about it. Okay. I should have taken a bio break before I started stream. I'm gonna do that. We're gonna come back, and hi Lunier. I also realize I am not getting YouTube chat, so I will be back. I will fix YouTube chat, but first a quick break. BRB.
Yeah, but like,
although as I understand from men who can self-sucking, how is it described? It's a lot less like having your dick sucked and a lot more like sucking a dick. For anybody.
Gee, I wonder fucking why.
I wonder why. Yeah. Yeah. Together, rub them until you get some friction, and then talk about one topic or another. Where are we exactly in roads? Okay. I really don't like how many blips are on the screen. It does make it really hard to see.
No, thank
Maybe we
you.
should
I'm afraid
toggle
I'm actually
blips
on the job right now.
back off. What? Somebody said oh, no. Wait, what's going on? Who's this guy? Who is this guy?
Fuck.
And then oh, I do it, but I put me on there. Right? Get on up. Get on up. Get up. Get on the stake. Like a sex mistake. Whoa, that played out really weird. Please ignore my lyrics. Uh-oh. What's here? Oh, the breaker. Hi. Oh, brutal.
I have no offensive sluts.
I've got not the right thing for this guy.
Oh,
Please no.
I'm dangling like
I see you. I see you.
dangleberry.
That's a dingleberry. No. Not me too. No.
Oh no.
So much for trying to help these guys.
Oh no. Both you guys got baited. Oh my.
I was being too, I did not respect enough. That was actually pretty hilarious. He's gonna... Okay, hi, I'm back. First album was the best. First album was pretty good. I just feel like it was like they're still learning, you know? I don't know. I prefer Pinkerton. I need to fact check before I say things. The fourth song I didn't know was a Weezer song, Happy Together. I don't know that song. I know an old Happy Together by what? The Turtles? I saw a Niles clip. Yeah, I miss playing Niles. I really do. There are story arcs to Niles' story that still never panned out. You know what I mean? Like there are so many things I still wanted to do with him as a character. I had a whole like not just backstory, but like idea for going forward story as well. And I didn't do all that. Oh, I don't even have social stream running. I hate that for me. What was I thinking? How did I skip this? I hate my brain sometimes. Yes. What do you mean upcoming? That's not upcoming. Those are going. What about my Twitch one? We still haven't started TikTok. I will. And then you won't hear me talk about all my different streaming platforms because I'm not allowed to. Oh, good. Instagram's finally loaded on its own again in social stream like it did a couple streams ago and then decided it wasn't going to do that. I should probably do this. TikTok. Enter TikTok username. I don't have this one in social stream yet. Can I... Is it here? Why am I loading up on past YouTube streams? Auto activate. Yes, please. Sign in? I suppose. Do I need to sign in? I think I do. Uh-oh. What's my phone number? I forget how to do that. Send a code? I have to send a code to log into TikTok? Is that right? Does that always happen? It's been so long since I've actually done a sign-in on TikTok. Log me in. Log me in, fam. What do you mean create an account with this number? This number isn't registered yet? Oh, maybe I never registered that number. Did I always do this by username? Man, I'm a hot mess. Hang on, guys. I'll catch up the chat in a sec. If I were trying to sign in on TikTok, what's my password? Is it this one? Tell me it's this one. Tell me I'm right. Drag the slider to fit the puzzle? I have to make a picture of a dog? This dog looks weird. Oh, it was like a chihuahua. Maximum number of attempts reached? What are you even on? What are you talking about? I tried once. I hate you. I hate you so much. Fine. I won't do it. I won't. Hopefully auto activate will do the thing. Otherwise TikTok chat can suck a... Okay, well, we're gonna just close that. All right, we're gonna start the thing. We will come back. Wait, a come back to sin? I just don't have time. I don't have time. I'm starting a whole... There's a whole thing starting in 2026. You just haven't... we need to chat about what's happening, and you'll know, and you'll understand. Happy Together song playing in the beginning of Freaky Friday with Lindsay Lohan, if you've seen that version of the movie. But I also learned it was originally by a band named The Turtles. Why? Why does Weezer want to make cover money? I felt like covers are something that new bands try. Or like bands that are trying to get a wider audience than they already have. Weezer's like well established in the US at least. So why would they need to do a bunch of covers? I feel like, remember when Alien Ant Farm did Smooth Criminal by Michael Jackson? And a bunch of people figured out who Alien Ant Farm was. Before that, they didn't know. Weezer doesn't need to do this, so why are they doing old covers? It just sounds lazy to me at that point. Got to do all the authentication suddenly. I know, but TikTok says no. They won't let me because I tried too many times. Literally like twice, and the third time I tried, they're like, nope. Nope, you're a bot, probably. There's never even enough time for anything. You... speak the truth. It's I have a million things I want to get done before I die. We'll see how I do. Covers can work sometimes, but not very often. There are few times that I like covers over the original. Yeah, they really have to do something special for me. Let's bring some TikTokers in. Say hi to those folks. Can people give me a test message on other platforms if you know what other platforms I stream on, just so I know that that Stream Ninja's doing its thing. Social Stream Ninja. Okay, we're gonna bring the TikTok folk in. Oh, I hope this works. I hit the thing, didn't I? Oh, yeah. I think we're officially live. I don't know how to check that, though. Where do I go to see if I know that I am live and that everything's working okay? I don't know. Hopefully it's working okay. Hopefully everything is coming through exactly the way I expected it to. Because if it's not, then I'm just going to cry. But, you know, it seems to be fine. Hi, everybody. Welcome on in. We're talking about sleep and how you do it, what your best habits are, what methods you try and choose. Do you have special apparati in your bed? Do you have a special bed? Do you do timing in a certain way? Do you have a wind down routine? How is your sleep? Is it working for you? Is it not? Let me know. That's what we're discussing. That is tonight's big thing. Oh, wait, there's a monitor here. I could do a monitor. Oh, it asks me to log in. Guess what? You might be mad at me if I try to log in because you said I've tried too many times recently. But what the hell? I'll try again to see this one monitor to see if we are streaming. Drag the slider to fit the puzzle. Guess what? It's another dog. It's always pictures of dogs. You just love watching. Suspicious activity. Verify your identity through email. Who do you think you are? Sending me an email verification. Do you know how annoying it is for me to look at my email on stream to tell you I'm not suspicious? What else is going on here? Yes, that's me. Okay, logged in. Cool. I'm okay with... I don't want to do that. Okay. I mean, I see... oh. I see your message there, but... Oh, damn, I don't see it there. So, I will just keep that chat up. Goodness, who knows where I'm going to fit all of these different chats on stream. There, and there. And I'm going to pray that I see what I need to see while I'm streaming and playing a game at the same time, because it is not showing up on social stream. Lame. No, I cannot see chat because chat's where it said you're suspicious. And so I don't know how to fix that right now. You know what? Let me try again. Let me try activate. Ew, I can hear myself. I don't like that. A non-logged in user joined. It's me. That's just me. Can you send another test message on TikTok? Because it looks like it should be doing the thing now. So many chats everywhere. I know. I'm the Pokemon master of streams. This is just how I do. Yeah. I tried doing this shit to regain an old email. No luck, so I may have to make a new Discord. No, because it won't let me change emails otherwise. Ugh, that's awful. Oh, hey. Perfect. Okay, it's working. I see it. I see that you can't be helpful. Which means it's definitely working. Let me just do my own test here on this one. Okay, cool. Everything seems to be working. Oh, I'm happy. Seems like stuff's actually functioning tonight. Thank you for being a part of my... You didn't want this. You didn't opt in for this, but you are test audience. for me to make sure that everything works exactly as I intended to set up my live stream going forward in the back half of 2025. Why do I start this stuff now? Because I just start things when I learn them. Basically, that's how it goes. Stuart's usually the little shit in the groups. I have to make up for him not being here right now. Thank you. Yes, I do need a brat here and there to be a brat to us. We are playing some... Oh god, why did all this stuff change over here on this other screen? Some Final Fantasy 14 while we discuss your best sleeping tips, tricks, what you do, what's working, what's not working. Are you just crying yourself to sleep every night and you only get like 3 hours of sleep? Then hey, you're in good company, because that's why I made this discourse. Why I wanted to stream about this is because that's basically what I've been doing. I honestly do want to get more than 3 hours of sleep a night, and I promised myself I would at the beginning of the school year, and then it just didn't happen. And so I feel really worse. I feel worse because I committed to a new schedule, and then I have not been able to make a new schedule work. And I am just spending my waking hours more exhausted, more tired than maybe ever before, and unsustainably so. I do fear, like, at this point, if I drive while incredibly sleep deprived on like 3 hours of sleep, that I will be like a drunk driver and not know it, you know? I do fear that I'm going to be more irritable, that I will be bad at my interpersonal relationships, that my productivity will struggle or suffer. Like, this is why I want to talk about this kind of stuff, because I feel like without this conversation, without sharing ideas for better sleep and tactics and what people do, I will run myself into the ground. And maybe it's just a bit of an intentionality. Like, if we talk about sleep, maybe I'll put more focus on it and figure out ways. I will come up with a strategy and a solution that I can implement as early as this week, this very week that we're in. We'll see. We'll see. That's kind of my big ambition, you know? I will say reading before bed does help me relax a bit, at least if it's on my Kindle. I don't have a reader and I don't have physical books that I'm into right now, but maybe I should do something like that. If I read on my phone, I stay up until 2 a.m. sucked into my books. Yeah. Well, phones also, like, well, do you have, what is it called? Like night shift or whatever, where at a certain time you set your phone to being more orangey so that the blue light doesn't keep your brain activated. I don't know exactly how impactful this is, but some people have suggested that more blue light is like a melatonin inhibitor, and so we cannot relax quite as well as long as that light is entering our eyes, which is crazy. And then we invented a bunch of machines that do just that, shine blue light into our eyes that we want to use late at night. You may have to take one day to do nothing but like working out. Oh, maybe. I am grossly inactive these recent days because most of my activity comes from playing with the girls, and now that they're in school, I don't have like my lift me, toss me, wrestle me sort of like playmates, and so I do get more inactive when they're in school, and maybe I should be focusing more on my own activity. Yeah. Wear yourself out a little for sleep at a normal bedtime. Yeah, perhaps. No, because I absolutely hate that. Oh, the shift? It does bother me too. It's annoying to not see like true colors on your phone. Blue light's what keeps you up more, but if the tone of my phone is different, it bugs the crap out of me. Yeah. That's why the Kindle is great. It's e-ink and not a true LED screen with blue light pumping into your retinas. Yeah, that's true. I should probably do something besides pump blue light into my retinas. Giggity. I was looking at this because I thought maybe tonight I would try to find some too high level, some achievements that I never did before. It's interesting that that there's so many of these that I haven't done that have rewards attached to them. A black war panther. I kind of want that. How do I... Wait. How do I see how many of that? I'm not that far off. Just 300 dungeons, 61 and above. With some other random bullshit thrown in there. Oh, I'm looking at Paladin again. Dark Knight. Oh, shit. 200 high-level duties is a Dark Knight. What's high-level mean? Is it the duty that's actually called high-level? I just want my black war panther. Honestly. High-level dungeons. Probably this one. Ugh. That's a lot. That's 180 that I haven't done yet to just to get that. What's this one? Battle Lion? How have I not gotten this? I mained Paladin for a long-ass time. And I'm only at 239. You get these other rewards. They're just like titles. All of these, geez, yeah. Just more and more and more Paladin if you want to keep going down that rabbit hole. Then there's Warrior gets unique mounts too? How do I not have all these unique mounts? Well, I don't like playing these other tanks. Obviously. I've only done 70 high-level stuff as Warrior. 20 high-level as Dark Knight. Do they all have this stuff now? They do. War Tiger? Battle Tiger? Gunbreaker. It's between Warrior and Dark Knight. Do the other classes get mounts or just the tanks? Blue gets one. Obtain the achievements Blue, Unchained, and Masked Conqueror. These are awful. So this one says get these 2 achievements. What are these 2 achievements? They're both a list of 3 other achievements. I hate this. Mightier than the dragon, then the raven, then the dreadworm. Okay. Dragon, raven, dreadworm. Here's those 3. Complete Binding Coil of Bahamut turn 5 with a party of only blue mages. Can I do this alone now? Because I'm higher level. Like I kind of want to try this. I'm gonna try these things and see if I can do these solo at level 80 blue mage. Maybe it'll be absolutely awful, but I kind of want to try it. We'll see. Steal Oz's reader for like a week and see if it helps you. That's hard to do. She actually uses it, right? Well, especially I feel like she no minds it for long periods of time, and then I see it just like in a corner of the room collecting dust, and I'm like, oh, she doesn't love her super expensive like special tech treat, and then she'll use it like obsessively for a while. So yeah, I think if I steal it, it becomes obvious to her that it's in use, and then she'll want to take it back. The tank ones have mounts to gain. I just see what to get for maxing all my crafters. I've maxed all the crafters. I don't think you get anything. Because where I'm at right now, Kumu, if we took a look, I have officially maxed out all Disciples of Hand, all Disciples of Land, and all the Disciples of War and Magic as well. I'm there. I've done it. I've officially done it. I do the same. It's the ADHD doing its job. Yeah. Yeah, you didn't know? I didn't have that far to go, to be honest. Some of these were just stuck at level 90 or level 80, so it wasn't like a huge climb to get all the way to max level. And you know what it is? You know how I get this high level? You might see me doing this because this is how I do this. My day job has a ridiculous amount of Zoom meetings per week. And a number of those, a good chunk of those, are not useful. I might say 3 words, 3 to 20 words in 1 hour to hour and a half long Zoom meeting. Yo, D, this project that you were working on, can you give us an update on the status? And I say, everything's working, Chief. And they go, oh, thanks so much, D. Appreciate your concerted efforts in that endeavor. You're doing a great job. We're not going to give you anything for it, but we'll tell you we like you. In fact, we'll tell you we like you, and our hands are tied if you want to get anything more than the salary that you're getting. And so I go, cool. And then I go on mute. And then they talk to 50 other people that aren't me in the same meeting that I'm still sitting in and getting paid to sit in. And I play Final Fantasy. I want to do that, but I want to tank / heal a bunch. The tanking part's kind of annoying. But tank is also pretty easy. You don't have to actually try. I don't really try to top the charts of DPS or anything like that in rando dungeons. I literally just spam my basic abilities plus my global cooldowns. I don't worry about timing or you know, perfect rotation or whatever. I just everything goes on cooldown, and then I do my regular combos, and then anything that comes off cooldown, I put it back on again. That's it. That's all I do. I don't care, and I don't care about anybody else. So I'll run well ahead. I'll always gather 2 groups of enemies in a dungeon, and then I'll stop, and the healer can heal me or not, and it doesn't matter. I don't care. If we all die, then I'll do less because that healer sucks. And that's it. That's all the thought I put into tanking. At least for dungeons, for duties. I heard a noise, but nobody was there. Okay, what are we doing? We are doing maybe we do these mightier than things. Can I... A party of only blue mages. Silent Echo turned on? Unrestricted party turned off? Do you have to do that for all these? I didn't read that far. That's a Nico. What's good, Mr. Nico? Let's give a shout out to yours and my favorite Twitch uncle. It's good. We're just complaining about work. And talking about sleep, which hopefully you have better sleep than I do. T/notes block. What? Please go show Nico some love.
I like the White Mountain Dew. Never had White Mountain Dew before. I didn't know they're making white. And then these, for some reason, these columns are empty.
That's what she said.
What?
I didn't know they make them white.
Oh, no.
Jesus Christ. So inappropriate.
Nico, why are so many of your clips about somebody else making the joke? Yeah, I didn't see this part. You have to do these runs with a party of only blue mages, but silence echo turned on, and unrestricted party has to be turned off. Yeah. I know, Enshrouded. I miss playing with you guys. So many cool updates have happened in the game. And more to come. Some really exciting stuff. People clip their own jokes. That's what it is. They're using your channel for clout. Right in the coattails of Nico. It's not fair. Well, I could surf through that all day. Maybe what we'll do is just run down the roulette list. Nico, tonight's chat, tonight's conversation is about what you do for sleep. What kind of things do you have with you when you go to sleep? What kind of PJs and special pillows and other tools and toys do you have to have for the bed? Some people use ramps for their animals so they can join in on the bedtime snuggles. Do you have sounds that you play? Do you have a certain routine? Wind down? All that kind of good stuff. So far, what I've learned is the vast majority of us in stream, we're all bad at sleeping. We all do this very poorly. And so... all I can say is I feel like we need to learn from other people. We need somebody else's information. What the fuck is sleep? Oh no! Nico's one of us. It's true. I kind of had a hunch though. Yeah. basically that, I mean, that's its own sort of interesting lesson, is that we're just kind of learning that the vast majority of what we have going on here is a bunch of people who, for whatever reason, have joined into this community, and none of us do sleep well. We seem to hate it. We're antagonistic against it. A love-hate relationship. I love sleep, honestly, but there's so many things that I would honestly... it's my socialization time. It's my productivity time. I don't know. There's so much to do instead of sleep. Oh, son of a... I wasn't even half done with my cards. Got one card out, and then they had to frog me. At least there's another healer. Oh yeah, don't forget to run away from the chicken. No chicken, no! You average 4 hours? See some of you on the other side of ads. Nico, if you can believe it, this last month or so, and in part thanks to the way work's been treating me, I've been sleeping like 3 hours. 3 on average. It feels awful. When I wake up, I feel awful. I'm not pleased. I need more than 3. 4 would actually probably feel like a holiday for some reason. I didn't do sleep well even before meeting all of you. Oh no. And then look at us being even worse influences. Like maybe you might meet friends that make you a better version of yourself, but instead you met us. I'm sorry. 3 minutes worth of ads? Oh, gross. Oh, maybe Akuma's not hearing me then.
I feel we've gained an understanding. An understanding that I will pound you, silly! Ha-ha! Rocket punch!
And what's weird is when I was younger and probably capable of so much more productivity, I used to get 8 to 10 hours of sleep a night. I loved it so much. It was so good. I never let anybody make me feel bad or weird about how much sleep I used to get. I would just get it, and that was just who I was, period. Oh, okay, then. Yeah, I had no qualms. Riel, hi. Welcome. Are we already done? Is that it? Is that the whole first? What's this Gilgamesh fight? There's not really a whole lot to do in this fight. I used to sleep like a champ, but lately I've been waking up to panic attacks. Oh my gosh. Do you have any notion as to what's like happening there? Why that would be the way that you wake up? The Stuart, hi and welcome. Forgot what day it was. What day is it? It's an important day for you, my dude. I need this to move. I need this to move. Hey, some of you might lose stream in the next minute or two. Just find me on another platform, because that might have to happen. You jerk. How dare you mess with my DPS by making me stop to heal, even though I'm the healer. stress plus a bunch of new, medications, including one for anxiety. That seems like one of the side effects you would not want in an anxiety med. This is for your anxiety. Side effects may include waking up anxious. Wait, wait a second. That's not how this is supposed to work. That's not part of the deal, Doc. I feel like this guy stopped taking damage as soon as we're interred. Oh yeah, invincibility and vulnerable to all damage. There we go. Yeah, it's happened to me a couple times as well. Like, I will wake up from some really bad stress dream and I will just be awake for like half an hour to an hour. Cortisol and adrenaline pumping through my veins, knowing full well that now I've reduced myself down to maybe 2 hours of sleep or, you know, some ungodly low amount, and that something's gonna have to happen. Like, I get a nap somewhere, I have to remove myself from family activities, I gotta do something that will get me back to functional, because without it, I'll be dangerous. Dangerous both in my physical capability to actually, like, be awake for things I need to do, like drive, but also just as a person to be around. I will be angrier, I will be less charitable when there's a disagreement. Everything goes more negative, and I feel like all my timing, all of my circadian rhythms and other rhythms of my body, they're all off. Like, they all feel mistimed. Does that make sense? Like, I get emotions at the wrong times. I get feelings at the wrong times, like hunger and stuff like that. Like my clock is backwards. Oh yeah, we shouldn't. Just wasting mana trying to fight you right now. Exhaustion is a huge debuff for sure. Yes, great way to put it. I'm largely widely debuffed, and so far, at least I can appreciate this. I think if I started the stream and everybody popped in and was like, "Oh, you need to be doing this," or "I drink this tea," or "I do this maneuver mechanic and it works really well," and I heard like a bunch of people getting it right and me getting it wrong, I would be grateful. Naturally, it's kind of why I made the stream in the first place. Like, let me nab tips from you guys and you can share and exchange with each other and we all learn and grow from the experience. But if I was the only one that was like really broken, I'd be a little bit miffed. Like, wow, how did everybody get adulting right in this particular regard? And I'm just absolutely garbo. But it does feel like I'm not the only one who's having some problems. And that feels better. Not that I would ever wish for any of this upon any of you to have struggles with sleep and the complications that creates in one's life. But it does mean that I feel like I'm not alone. Seems like so far every single person, or at least every single person that's spoken up, that you are all in agreement there's something wrong with sleep that's also happening to you. And that's just a struggle. Yeah, I don't know how to get 8 hours either, because work is so demanding and I have so many other endeavors that I want to accomplish that are outside of work. And I don't want to pull myself away from family to do those things. That's maybe the hardest part. Is I know there are plenty of especially men folk, and I don't know why this is particularly, that are like, you know, I have big dreams, I have big ambitions, and I will pursue these, whether that's, you know, being out with other friends or like plotting with other coworkers or co-conspirators in an entrepreneurship, or just like being alone in a hobby, like a garage or a special hobby room or something. Like, you pull yourself away from your family and you go and you be either with other dudes or alone. And it's like, why did you get married and have kids if you don't want to, if the majority of your time you don't want to spend with them, but you have all these other like personal ambitions and drives? If you're a personal ambition and drive sort of person, there's nothing wrong with that. That I'm not trying to put a value judgment on that. That's great. Get things done, contribute to the world, leave a legacy, make something really badass that you're super proud of. Just don't wrap a bunch of other people's lives into wanting to spend time with you and have a relationship with you. And then you go, yeah, I got like bigger ambitions than to have a relationship with you. I'm sorry. I'm not talking from a point of trauma. I don't think that anybody's really particularly like left me at the altar in that regard. But I see it in other families and other, just like the way the household's structured. And I don't understand the choice of like, yeah, I love my family, but the majority of my time I really want to do, you know, my thing. Until you become like, you know, more of a, not, you don't even necessarily need to be an empty nester, but when your kids are old enough that they have their own like friend groups, drives, ambitions, they have their things they want to pursue, and you start to be uncool, that's a great time to like go, cool, well, I have these things I, you know, have on the back burner, or it's time to go seek myself out and define myself. But I think, unfortunately, I can't put the ambitious part of me away, but I still want to be the family man at the same time. And so I just, in order to make room for all of that, I don't want to be an absent father, and I don't want to put my dreams off until empty nest, or, you know, my kids get old enough that they have their own ambitions sort of time, that I will just suffer and not sleep. I think that's where my real lack of sleep comes in, is just from that. I would just, I just don't want to sleep. No, I love sleep, and I would want to sleep. I would probably choose sleep over, maybe not over family, but at least over my own personal ambitions. And I think I did for a long time. And maybe that's where I am in my life right now, is I have ambitions, and I want to see those come to life now, because I put them away for so long. Like in my 20s, I had a lot of power and drive and ability to persist, and I just decided I didn't want to do that. I'd rather just like sleep and not try things. And that seems dumb. I did that for such a long time. I was like, super not ambitious right now at this point in my life. Maybe I'll get ambitious when I'm older and more tired and have more health issues. Maybe I'll do it then. And it's true. That's what's happening now, is like I work harder now than I did, you know, back in that era of my life. And that sucks, because I could have worked harder back then. I had more physical and mental capability to work harder back then, but I was just like distracted and lazy, and really didn't want to do anything like that. Now I am like less, I don't know, in some ways I think I am healthier, because I do take care of myself in ways that I didn't do back then, just because I did go through some really bad monetary situations back in the day. But I still feel like I wish I was more ambitious when I was younger. All right, what are we doing? Dishing out cards. Making sure everybody's well carded. And if I could eke out more hours in a day, I would probably get more sleep. Because I think that's part of it too, is I feel a sense of I'm trying to make the most out of the hours I've got. Maybe I wouldn't. Maybe I'd still use them for trying to get ahead with my productivity for the projects and things that I want to do, and still sacrifice sleep at this particular phase of my life. Maybe that's part of the problem, is I see sleep as sacrificable. Is that a proper term? And that's not fair to my sleep or my health or my future at all. But that's how I'm treating it. This music always felt very Metroid Prime to me. Does anybody else get that vibe? There's just something about it. It's the Phrygian mode. I think that's what it is. For those of you that are music heads. For those of you that aren't, Phrygian, if you know the difference between major and minor at least. If you don't know that, I don't really know how to explain Phrygian to you, except that it's like warlike and dark, and it's used in a lot of dark music, like heavy metal. But if you're at least, one step down the rabbit hole for music beyond that, and know like what major and minor sound like. So major is supposed to be like happy and pretty, and minor is supposed to sound like sad, melancholy, right? And or just like heavy emotion. And Phrygian is everything minor is. It has all the same notes that the minor scale does, except the second note in the scale is decidedly different. It's flat, and it gives a much darker sort of feel or vibe. Not necessarily, but like in a lot of Western culture, that's the case. That it sounds darker, and I'd say more militant, more combat oriented and violent, with that lowered second note sort of sound. It's where the metal sound kind of comes from. The reason why I say like specific to our culture is because if you listen to Latin music, there is also a lot of Hispanic music that uses the Phrygian mode, and it sounds kind of more like a dark romantic kind of vibe, if I could put it that way, from an external perspective. And so to have music that is in one culture warlike and in another culture romantic definitely shows, sort of the paradigm difference in the way two people can listen to or just perceive the same kind of art and get very different vibes off of that from each other. But that's what I love about art, that sort of Rorschach tests that you just grab any two people and they will have dramatically different ideas about what they're perceiving. Wonderful. Easy peasy. Yeah, I have this ambition to double my sleep for the remainder. Wait. On my black mage gear? Oh, I don't have the new necklace on, do I? Double my sleep for the remainder of 2026. And that means getting 6 hours a night. Getting 6 hours a night sounds almost unobtainable to me right now, which is crazy because that's still not the recommended amount of sleep. Most doctors agree that your average adult should be getting 7 to 8 hours. So 6 is still short changing myself. it is also a myth that you can make up for sleep. It's impossible. So if you got like 5 hours one night when you're used to 8, let's just pretend that I'm a person that's used to 8. You're used to 8 hours, you get 5 one night, and you're like, crap, I missed out on 3 full hours of sleep. Well, tomorrow I'm gonna get 11. You might be able to. Your body might shut down and just be like, yo, you could sleep a long ass time. So you're lying down for 11 hours. You wake up really, really late, and it feels great that you slept in and you feel like you've rejuvenated. The damage that happened to you from missing out on those 3 hours the night before persists. You don't fix that. The extra sleep just feels good, period. And so it feels restorative and rectifying of the mistake that you made. And it might be restorative in its own way, but it does not fix what you did. Which I hate, because I wish there was a way to go back and change all of the bad 3-hour nights that I committed to myself. Like, all right, they're done now. How do I go back and make it better? How do I go back and make all that right? I cannot. I have to make my future right, not my past. Which, I mean, it's the case for probably just about everything, right? Everything in the world is about you usually can't fix things that you've already done that have been a mistake in your past, but you can change your future. So maybe tomorrow night I will begin committing myself to a 6-hour regime. I think one thing that will happen if I try that is I will get FOMO. And part of the problem with that is we have been developing a friend group over the course of the last year or so, maybe more. That is, there are a lot of people situated on the West Coast. And as officially East Coasters for, it's been like 4 years now. That means if we continue to hang out with West Coasters on West Coaster time, I have to sacrifice sleep to do that. They're not ready until around the time I should be starting to try to go to sleep, or at least getting my sleep time routine started. Oh my goodness. There's something staring right at me and I don't like it. Oh no. Oh yeah, everybody on this platform died because we didn't have anywhere else to go. I'm just gonna release because I don't want 1 minute of res sickness while we fight other creeps in that area. I do have some things that I do for myself, and these are maybe the only reason why I've been able to survive as long as I have on 3 hours of sleep. The number one thing is I had a blood clot in my leg in one of the biggest veins, the femoral vein. Artery is blood that moves away from your chest. Vein is blood that moves toward the chest, right? I think that's right. And so I had a vein with a crazy blood clot, which could have potentially ended my story. I think that's how blood clots work. Sometimes they dislodge in a certain special way, and then they might enter your brain or something else, and you're done. That was your story. Didn't happen to me. It stayed for a long time. We didn't know what it was. I grew up poor enough that, you know, we were not going to see doctors to check on my vein health and find the clot. It would have never happened. We would have never been able to pay for it. So that didn't happen. So I didn't find out that there was a clot for ages upon ages. But when we did find out that there was, we got it taken care of. The proper term is ablated. We had it laser ablated. And so that clot can no longer affect me anymore. It's like it was broken away from the rest of my body so that no matter what, it's just going to be absorbed. Or, you know, my body will take care of it over time if it hasn't already. Probably has already by now. But that leg is swollen, and it's swollen because we had to close that vein. I say we. I guess it's just, you know, the doctors did this. I didn't do this. Doctors did this. They closed that vein, and so a bunch of my blood doesn't come back up as easily as it used to. So they say that I should spend the most time every day with that leg elevated so that there aren't like drainage issues, which I hate because my kids are 5 and 6, and I don't want to lie down on a couch with my leg up in the air and try to play with them that way. That's awful. That's not how I want to live my life. So I'm not living my life that way. But that also means that I rarely get my leg above my head like they tell me I need to be doing. And so I only do that when I'm getting ready for sleep. So Oz got me this like triangle shaped pillow. It's actually quite large. The triangle part is quite high up. And I put my swollen leg on that, and it's supposed to let drainage go the right direction. When I wake up in the morning, I don't feel like it did the thing, but it probably did the thing. It's probably doing something. That's a lot of work. Which part? So yeah, I have this triangle pillow at the foot of my bed that lives underneath my covers. And then I have a body pillow. That's just nice. I feel like it's nice to put something like between your knees, because if your knees push against each other or rest against each other, like, I don't know, is it bad for your pelvis or your back or whatever to have your knees squished together? Maybe it's not bad, but from the first time I ever tried a body pillow, I liked it, and I've stuck with it. Oh, healing from the medical procedure. Yeah. It was not lovely. I didn't are they gonna pull this veil for her here? No, they're all just gonna fight everything there. Cool. I'll just chill here and do nothing because nobody wants me to actually be involved with the combat over there. It's great. Good stuff. Yeah, they really are just going to fight everything down there. Cool. Good job. And I see that the dancer is doing the tanking. That's cool, too. Yeah, it was very interesting. It was different. There was a lot of soreness when I would try to run before I had the procedure done. I don't think it got better over time, though. I think after the surgery, I expected something to change, and it just didn't, because nothing really changed in my system. Having a very long standing situation with a clot, and then having the vein with the clot removed, the clot made it so I didn't get good draw of blood back to my heart, and closing the vein just made it a little bit worse than that. The only thing that this did is, it was a really old clot, is prevented that clot from dislodging and potentially, ending my story. But it hadn't already for so long. I got it when I was in high school. That I don't really think the procedure did a whole heck of a lot. I don't know. It's one of those things, like, knowing that it was the right thing to do for my health, I don't necessarily feel like I got all the bang for the buck, because so little changed with me. And the one thing I really hated was the feeling that I couldn't hang out with my kids, run with them, play with them at their pace, because I'd have to be keeping my leg up in the air all the time. So I just ignored that part of the doctor's recommendations. If that means I lose this leg at some point in my future because I would rather spend time with my kids, especially when they're in the era of their lives where they want to spend the most time with us, I feel okay about that decision. I would almost rather lose my leg than... What is going on? Why is it... Oh. What happened? I've never seen that happen. I went back out of being ghost form, and he was invulnerable again for some reason. Yeah, I'd rather be remembered as the parent that got to do stuff with my kids and had memories built with them than to be the parent that took care of my own health at detriment of experiences with them. And they might get mad at me if I did lose this leg later on in my life because I wasn't taking good care of it. But I feel like older them can process that situation in their brains better than younger them could if I just kept removing myself from all interactions. If that makes sense. We're gonna fight this boss? Where's everybody else? And I kind of feel the same way about sleep too. Like every time I do take a nap, I feel guilty that I've removed myself from hanging out with the rest of the family and being interactive with them and teaching them stuff and making memories and that kind of thing. In some cases, I still will. I'll still make the decision like, hey, I'm just so exhausted. If I hang out with the family, I'll be the worst version of me that I can be. And that would really suck. I wouldn't want to be that memory for the kids of like, hey, I'm really angry or like cold-hearted or just, not the best me I could be. So I do try to be cautious about sometimes everybody needs a break and sometimes that's how you make the best you happen. Why is our Vasago so close to everybody else's? I feel like this is not a positive thing. This is not where we're supposed to fight it. I guess we killed ours first then. Can't argue with the results. Machiavellian. Yeah, that said, so I've got the triangle pillow, I've got the body pillow that I like to sleep with, and that also means that I think I've caused some other issues. Like, I get acid reflux now that I didn't used to get when I was younger. And I don't think it's a dietary thing or me getting an older thing. I think it's literally because I have one leg like elevated above my head, and it's causing weirdness where, like, because of the elevation, I now am I doing this right? Okay, cool. I now get sort of like my food comes upwards up my throat, but it's doing that because I am lying in such a way that, you know, the gravity is pulling the food down. It's you know, I'm not eating the wrong types of food or anything, or combining foods incorrectly. It's literally just because I'm sleeping sort of inverted. Here's an interesting thing though, as far as like comfort goes. You might think like, oh, wow, you know, putting your leg above your head while you sleep and having this feeling of like all your blood is coming toward your head and your food is coming up your throat. That's got to be super uncomfortable, right? For me, it's actually surprisingly comfortable. And part of the reason why is because I was a test subject for NASA, the National American Space Administration. They, at some point, were doing testing for a wider range of people to be in space, including and especially for the purposes of doing a higher level or higher amount of personnel in the International Space Station, or making the space station grow and expand so that there are more people working there. In order to do that, they needed to have a whole lot more people tested for some of the experiences of what it would be like to be in space. And I wish at this part of the story I could tell you, when I worked for NASA as a test subject, they tossed me into space and then tested my metrics. That'd be so cool. But it didn't happen that way, unfortunately. I was being tested in a facility in Texas, not far from the Galveston. Oh shit, we're fighting. From the Galveston NASA headquarters there. I got to meet the head honcho. Would you call him a CEO? The leader, the main guy? Astronaut Prime? I don't know what you call him. But yeah, I got to meet him, and I was a test subject in a couple different tests. I didn't just do one test subjecthood. I did a couple, and I did that for somewhere around half a year. Honestly, it was a great experience, and I would, if I didn't have a family, do it again. Uh-oh. I got hit by that one. Whew, that was close. And one of the tests that I did... Oh, that one died. Oh, our tank. Oh, shit. Whoops. Oh, it sucks to be you. One of the tests that I did, I was on an inverted table for months. And the inverted table was an attempt to produce an experience on my body that was not dissimilar from what it is like to be in microgravity conditions. In other words, what it's like to be in space. If you can think of degrees on a protractor, you know, 90 degrees is straight vertical, and then you got 45. My bed was on a 6 degree, which isn't a whole heck of a lot of tilt. It's not terrible, but it's it's not comfortable, not at first. So I was on a -6 degrees as opposed to +6, which would be my head being up. -6 meant my head was down and my feet were up. All of my organs shifted up in my rib cage. My spine started to elongate and stretch and decompress. And I got massive headaches and weird bladder issues. Because here's an interesting thing about the bladder. The bladder was, the bladder's nerves were created or evolved in such a way that when you are upright and gravity is doing its job, then the bladder nerves at the top of your bladder say, hey, we really need to pee, if they feel like they're getting wet or hot and wet or whatever the experience is. And when the top parts of your bladder nerves, or the top part of your bladder, those nerves are feeling dry, they're like, oh, you've got plenty of room. You can keep, filling us up. And when you're inverted, the top nerves get triggered like all the time because they're basically always wet and warm. So you basically feel like you always have to pee at that point, right? It's kind of shitty experience, but you get used to it and your triggering changes after that. But it doesn't change permanently when you come back to being a vertical person again, like everybody else. Then your bladder works like everybody else's does. But for a good while at the beginning of that test subjecthood, I felt like I needed to pee basically all the time. I'm gonna do this one, yeah. So bad headaches, had to pee all the time, weird sensation of like everything decompressing and shifting up in my rib cage. But I grew to really like that sensation. And now when I sleep with the triangle pillow under my leg and my general weight is like shifting so that things are moving toward my head, it is a comfortable experience to me. It reminds me of my time test subject hooding with NASA, which is crazy to think. I got paid too. They paid their test subjects. Otherwise, well, I don't know how you could leave your house and job and everything and go work for NASA for a while and not, lose it all unless you're a trust fund baby. But they really wanted to test a much wider array of humankind than just rich people who could do this. So they had a budget where they could pay you. And you get paid 16 hours a day, which is pretty cool. Because you're basically on the clock the whole time you're awake. You don't have all that time to yourself. You're doing a lot of testing and talking and analysis, and you have to eat at certain times, and you have to finish your meal by a specific time. And like there are a lot of constraints to your living. Oh, and you always have a test subject monitor watching you for compliance. If you break compliance too many times, they cannot use your data, and you are discharged dishonorably from test subjecthood, and they have to use somebody else. They can't use your data, which would really suck. I was not out of compliance while I was there. I listened to instructions when they're paying me. Yeah. It was a crazy good experience. But it's probably bad for acid reflux and teeth health if you have acidic reflux coming up your throat and into your mouth with your teeth and everything in the middle of the night. You don't even know what's happening because you're asleep. And my dentist says, yes, this is happening to me. So I don't know how to rectify all of that. And still, it's, I have to choose between my teeth and my leg at this point. Which one do I keep downstream? Oz and I also have a really ritzy mattress. I think it is Nectar. Did I have that one right? Oz and I have a mattress that at the time that we were purchasing it, we shouldn't have been able to afford. I think we went into some debt to get it, and she was really gung-ho about how important it was going to be for back health and our sleep and everything. And I was like, yeah, but how could we possibly afford this? And, you know, over time we paid it off with our shitty jobs that we had at the time. But it felt like a wrong choice at the time that we did it. I was like, I don't know. This doesn't feel right. This feels like we're making big bad decisions with what little money we have. But now that we have it and we've had it for so long, I don't feel like I could sleep on anything else. It was a really, really nice and expensive mattress. And I'm okay with the price that we spent on it if it means that a third of our, well, say a third of our day, that would be 8 hours in a 24-hour day that we'd actually be asleep. And I can tell you that is not happening. But you already know that. However many hours, 1/8 of my day, I sleep on that bed, nice and comfortable, and it feels like it's worth it. So having a good mattress does feel like a good payoff over time. But it definitely feels like an overtime sort of thing. It doesn't feel like an immediate win. Because some of this stuff just seems so expensive when you're first putting out for that. Make sure everybody stays well healed. But also doing my part in damage. Yeah, I don't have good routines. I don't have good sleep habits. So I'm definitely suffering in the mentality of what happens before you sleep sort of thing. How you take care of that. But I do have some fun apparati. The pillows and everything else. The last thing, this was a recent addition, is the kiddos really wanted to get me a present. And I said, I think it was for Father's Day, I want to say. If I get this wrong and Oz listens to this later on, I'm sorry, I just don't remember what things are for what reasons. I think this one was for Father's Day. And I get a phone call. They're all out like trying to decide what the heck to get me. And I was like, you know, I don't care what it is. Just don't make it expensive, because I'll be madder if it's a lot of money than I would be if it's cheap but it's useless. I'd rather have a useless gift than an expensive one. Does that make sense? And then I added, you know what? There's one more stipulation. I really don't want another stuffy. They've bought me stuffies before in the past, and they end up being the kids' stuffies. They get something cuddly and fuzzy for me, and it ends up living in the kids' bedroom, and it becomes one of their toys. I'm like, yeah, this seems dumb. That's the one thing I don't want, is to give you guys another toy as a present from me. I mean, not that I'm against them having toys, just, you know, that's not the kind of gift I really am looking to receive for a holiday based around me. So I said, no stuffies. And Oz was like, okay, well, I guess I can tell them to put away this stuffy. And I was like, wait, that stuffy, though, I want. And I changed my mind on rules on stuffies because of what they were looking at. I don't really have a strong connection to Pokemon, but out of all the Pokemon that exist in the history of all of them, I do really like Eevee. And not Eevee, different Eevee evolutions. I really just like Eevee. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. Oh shit, I'm dead. Oh. No, I'm not. But this is gonna hurt a little bit. Alright, we did okay. Yeah, I love the crap out of Eevee. And they were looking at an Eevee that was a sleeping Eevee. eyes closed, lying down, and really squishy, like a squishmallow, if you know what those are. So like short fur, like won't get dingy and matted over time like some long fur stuffies get, unless you wash them well. And then drying a washed stuffy is super annoying. So short fur, very, very squishy and cuddleable. And here's the big ticket for me, because I'm an adult, right? It's big. It is a big stuffy. And I don't feel as like it's as useless or as dumb if it's big enough for me to cuddle in a way that's like meaningful. It is so large that I can hold it and it feels like I'm cuddling with a child, but without all of the kicks to the ribs and wiggling and nasty morning breath and all the other things that happen when you cuddle a kid. So, you know, it's like my third child, but one that I can cuddle with nicer. And since I got that, now I sleep really, really deep when I do decide it's time to actually get sleep. Which is still only like 3 hours a week, or 3 hours a week. Good God, hopefully not that. 3 hours a day. But it's deeper and better sleep than it could be. Please don't die. This tank is taking lots of extra damage. Are gunbreakers more squishy than other tanks, I wonder? Why does it look like you are taking such precipitous damage when I'm not actively healing you? What's up? Kiss? I forget how to pronounce your name. I remember having a whole conversation about the origin of it, though. How do you sleep? And is it better than what I'm doing? And can I learn something from your tactics? That's the topic of the night. But what we found so far in our community is, by and large, if you watch this stream and you find yourself like us in some sort of tribal way, there's a chance that, like us, your sleep is abysmal. That's the one thing I'm learning more than I expected to learn. What I expected to learn was good sleep tips and tricks. And instead what I'm learning is many of us have sleep pathologies of one form or another. And we're just waiting for somebody far healthier than us to join the chat and teach us the ways. Gunbreaker is squishier, and people don't play it very well in my experience. I wonder what that part is, because that seems weird to me. Tanks are so simplistic in my... I feel like they're easier than they used to be, I guess is what I mean to say. Because I remember I joined during Stormblood, and I just feel like being a tank had a little bit more nuance back then. And now it's kind of devoid of some of the trickier parts that it used to entail. I don't know if that's entirely true. It's just different. But that said, I do also agree that I find as easy as I think the role ought to be, that it is harder for some people than I expected it. They struggle with being protective of themselves at the right times. Uh-oh. No. Okay, killed it. That they're best abilities are on cooldown when they need them the most, and that they're forgetting a number of off global cooldowns. There's just a number of reasons why I feel like the people, maybe it's the people who are driven to want to tank, do not learn the game as deeply as like DPS. Like if you're DPS, you learn that you either need to pick a different class or you need to get good at being a DPS. You cannot half-ass it. Uh-oh. That one might land on me. But I'd say even being a healer involves some level of skill in order to play it really well. And I definitely see when I'm in a group with bad healers. But being a bad tank slows everything down. It makes everything harder and worse and uncomfortable. At least, especially because I main heals. So I do feel like when somebody's bad at what they do, it bothers me. First pronunciation more correct, but both are wrong. Oh, crap. All right, you got to help me because I feel pedantic about saying people's names right, even if it's just a fake name on the internet. It matters to me. I don't like being wrong. Oh, we're going to use a limit break here. Sure. Just woke up an hour ago. My cats woke me up. We were just talking about how cats are a contributor to bad sleep. Isn't that lovely? Aren't pets the best? Nope, not this way. Get back over here. Yeah, this gunbreaker takes way more damage than I'm used to for this level of content. Let's slide over to this side again real quick. Slept for like 7 hours, I think. I think it's all... Oh, I think it's all right. Yeah, I'd say 7 hours is spot on. Or at least the low end of what everybody seems to recommend. Most doctors seem to say 7 to 8 hours is right where we need to be as a species. And I'm doing less than half, so not terrific. Are we fighting this thing already? Oh. Guess not. I think it was something in his animation. I was like, oh crap, we must have aggroed it, but that's not the case. I think these guys are straight lines. Yeah. Yeah, so current strategy is cuddle the sleepy Eevee just with my arms, put my legs around a body pillow, put my knees around a body pillow, I should say more specifically, and then put my my bad leg up on the triangle pillow at the foot point. So foot on triangle, knee on body pillow, arms around Eevee. And I usually only sleep on one side. I don't know if that's bad, but I've done that for a long ass time. And I'm not sure if I'm not sure about the strategy behind that. Okay, where's the right way? Shit, how'd you all get there? I'm definitely gonna die to this. I died. Shit. We do have another reser. Too busy talking to you guys, thinking about all the different things that my body does when I sleep, and definitely not paying enough attention to the fight. Where do we go? Here? That should be fine. Yeah. Absolutely fine. There's the other half that I needed. Over here, everybody. All right, now we should be okay. I don't trust doctors. My organism knows that sleeping a few hours a day after college is a superior way to rest. I mean, I like sleeping during the day too, but I think the hours thing is probably accurate. Because ever since I'm gonna die. Ever since I started sleeping as little as I have, I can tell you, I feel like I'm dying, and that 7 is probably a way smarter amount of sleep to be getting than whatever I've been doing to my own body. There's some ways in which I don't trust doctors, but I have to be cautious about the trust versus distrust mechanic. I was raised in such a way to like never trust medical doctors for almost anything, but I feel like they have to be trusted in some circumstances. Otherwise, we wouldn't survive long enough to get like appendicitis taken care of, or special procedure, or see a specialist or whatever, or get imaging to understand what's going on. And a lot of the ways I was raised were kind of just like, oh, if you feel a certain way, it must be like something you did, like you were especially like eating the wrong kind of food, and therefore your body's cells made this mistake. And it didn't really leave a lot of room for like genetics and birth defects and pre-existing conditions and all that kind of stuff. There's so many reasons why I got a lot of bad advice. And then even with diet, like, can diet affect your body and your health too? Oh yeah, because your cells are made out of what you eat, right? But I was also taught a lot of like weird and like wrong knowledge about what the things that you eat do versus what they actually do that we've learned in the last 20 years or something like that. And now I feel like, because I had a whole live stream on nutrition a little while back, and I saved the VOD and I was going to put it up on YouTube, but now I'm feeling like the right answer is, oh, I said the word I wasn't supposed to say. Oh well, it's probably going to get me shadow banned. I feel like the thing to do now is put that live stream up and then actually like fact check each of the points and address them and say, look, this is what I said, this is what I believed, this is what I was taught growing up, this is how I was, it was framed in me by sources that I fully trusted, and now we're learning otherwise. And how can we elevate that experience for everybody? How can we help everybody learn that experience? To maintain my grades, I should sacrifice my sleep. Ah, gross. Who needs good grades? I mean, don't listen to me. I'm the person that's saying more like, who needs good sleep? Let me take a quick break, and I will be right back. Ad break just ended for some of you, but now I need a me break. So be back in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail.
All right, thanks, Philip.
Yep.
I hope you have a good one.
How in the hell was he talking without a head? Or anything else for that matter?
My eyes are having trouble myself. Maybe I left my eyes on the bus.
I mean, maybe.
I'm not sure how we go about.
Jimmy, look what I found.
Jeez, what? It's a Doge.
I'm gonna drop him off the side of the boat.
All right. Such is the fate of all Doge.
Not even a satisfying splash.
Lame.
Boo.
Well, do we want to try locating some of these shrines and treasuries and see if
He's
while
peeing on the boat.
lovely.
Whoops.
Mars. Did you
Hey,
not
don't blame
did you not train your dog?
The China interior is so different. That's cool. I can appreciate that in some regards. Can I read a document? Climatology thesis. Applied climatology for stellar body observation by Dr. A. Young. Chinese Climate Initiative, CASA. This thesis details advanced climate study techniques for application to non-Earth objects, utilizing the advanced technological strides made as part of the observation mission through the use of machine learning. Welcome. I didn't even put on clothes. I just we're robing it tonight. Robe is clothes, so I'm clothed, but with robe. And I encourage you to do the same. Be comfy tonight. Comf it up.
You are my dad. You're my dad. Wookie, wookie, wookie.
Welcome. Wow. I am so in the stratosphere today. Oh, wrong one. Listening to some of my old streams, my oldest streams, you can really hear the clickety-clack of my keyboard. I never changed keyboards. It's still pretty clickety-clackety. It's just not as bad as it used to be back in the day. Because of the whole, like, boom arm thing for the microphone makes things a lot better. Why does everything have to be adventure and need tank? I know when I click on this, it's going to insta-queue me, which means heals are also basically adventure and need. Look at that. Look at that. Why do they have to give it to tanks? I'm back. What's happening? I'm still sleep deprived. I'm still looking for people to teach me how to be a better sleep having person. That's what's happening tonight. I'm just farming people for sleep info. Oh, I don't have that one yet? Shit. Well, at least I have my dot. I haven't been in this particular fight or this dungeon in a very long time. I'm probably going to remember everything that I need to. It's going to come back to me as we fight. But it was weird to see the intro. I was like, oh yeah, you do come into a very like Japanese countryside mansion kind of place. This place, or a similar style architecture, comes into play in later content too. The VCs, I forget what that stands for, but VC is also uses a similar area to this. Variant content, variant, whatever, those things. Sketchy, thank you for the lurk. For those of you that don't know Jacket like I do, please go follow this lovely streamer on this platform here. I am sort of remembering not to say
Another Snaple Jack? Another Snaple Jacker? No, I think there's another Snaper Jackal right here somewhere.
Cute. Thank you for lurk support. Appreciate your face. Well, back to what I was talking about to get scholarship or whatever it's called in English. Oh, we say scholarship. Yeah. for my grades, and I really need money, so no sleep. I don't blame you there. Yeah. If money comes your way based on your performance, you do what you got to do to keep your performance up. I would do the same thing. In fact, I did the same thing. I had some financial help in college, and the only way to keep that up was to keep up grades. Yeah, jerk. Oh, that's a bomb. Get out of there, quiet, doll. Is this thing still not blown up? How long does it take? You could probably just casually walk away from this guy and you'd be fine. It's kind of annoying that it took so long for that guy to blow up. One of my favorite things to do when I was young, and I really liked sleep, is I used to go to sleep late Friday nights because I'd stay up goofing around, playing games, or just being whatever, a goofball. I would do that, and then I'd wake up early Saturday morning and I'd be like, oh, I'm so tired and sleep deprived. This might sound weird given, you know, what I've said about how much I loved sleep when I was little. But I would get up super early Saturday mornings. Then I'd turn on Saturday morning cartoons, which is, you know, just something old people used to do when you didn't have on-demand shows that you could watch or stream. Just turn on Saturday morning cartoons, and I would deliberately fall asleep to the cartoons on the TV. And I knew voice actors so well. Some of these shows, like I was a big TV addict when I was little. And so some of these shows I knew so incredibly well, I could tell you who the character was just by listening to the voice. It was very clear to me. And so I'd go to sleep and I'd have these dreams about the cartoon. And I don't know why I like to do that instead of just watch the cartoon. I guess maybe just because I like to stay up late on Friday nights. But I would, fall asleep to Ninja Turtles, and I'd have a dream, and the Ninja Turtles would be in my dream because I could hear their voices through my, you know, my ears weren't completely asleep. They could still hear things. I would fabricate dream ideas based on what I heard. I'd still get a good, like, 8 to 10 hours because, like I said, super addict when it comes to sleep. Where do we go? This part I'm struggling to remember. I'm thinking of a dungeon. Oh, we're killing this guy first? Okay. Do that. Did we do the right thing? Did we kill him before he did his special awful thing that he would do? Oh man, this guy's gonna die. Gotta pump our gunbreaker full of heals. Why is this a trend tonight? I get gunbreakers and then I have to stop actually doing damage and heal somebody. I'm a healer. I'm in jest. I'm griping in jest. Obviously, it makes perfect sense for me to stop and heal, and probably to be playing a game like this as a healer, you should want to heal people more. It should be in your interest that there's so much to do as a healer, keeping your friends alive, that's the bulk of what you do in this game, if this is the role that you choose. So I think Final Fantasy XIV is just wearing on me a bit, that I get this idea that it's my job to spend most of my time doing lots of DPS while my allies take care of themselves and don't take too much damage. That's a weird thing in most MMOs. Healers actually get to cast healing spells and protect their allies more. In this game, you spend more time doing damage, and it's boring compared to other, if you want to be doing damage in a fight, you would play a damage dealer, and they make sure that the damage dealers are exciting, give you different fun ways to do your damage. They give healers the most boring way to do damage. Probably rightfully so. But then they don't make healing very highly required, especially with bosses. The bosses in this game do so little damage most of the time, as long as you're just dodging the mechanics, that if you're looking for something to do as a healer, you're just going to spend most of your time spamming your 2 or 3 damage spells and pretending like you're having a good time. I plan to move to Kiev when I finish college, so I need yeah, you do need finances. A lot, actually, a shit ton even. Is it going to be like really, really expensive to transfer there? You'll need to dock yourself, but because if you say how much it's, or if you say how crazy the cost might be, it might like tell us how far away you are. And we need to know that kind of information, but oops. But yeah, if you've got a goal in mind, you got to start planning for it now. You can't just let fate kind of figure things out, and you can't say, well, I just want these other experiences in the meantime, because that can really throw you off course to what you're trying to accomplish. If you start taking short-term goals in addition to your long-term goal, if that makes sense, it can really screw you over. So I think keeping that in mind is a good idea. Oh god, why are you taking so much damage again? Who said you could take so much damage? I definitely will live with my boyfriend who currently studies in Kiev, at least for a first time, but I don't want to be a financial burden. Don't blame me there. And financial independence is important anyway, so yeah, I fully agree. Yeah. Even in any relationship that's working perfectly well, I think, one, it's a safeguard in case something doesn't in the future, because you just never know, even when things look like they're going absolutely perfectly well. You just never know. And two, I think it's more attractive to have 2 partners that are full independent adults that know how to take care of themselves, if that makes sense. Like, you've got all of your needs met, I've got all of my needs met. This is a good thing because neither one of us is dependent on or leaning on the other person to help us be a full-fledged independent human. That feels good. I like the idea that while I could receive help and could be, given stuff as a perk in a relationship, that they're given to me out of kindness and out of just being like a happy to offer things that help you out sort of partner. That's what I like to do too. I like to make whoever I'm with their path in life a little bit easier and smoother, or give them little like perks and make their lives happier because I felt like it, and not because they needed it because they weren't all put together. I don't like dependency. I find it unattractive. That's something that we really focus on with our kids too, is that they know how to do everything. We want them to be incredibly capable, well-skilled, developed in a lot of different disciplines. They know their finance, they know their household, they know job market, they have monetizable skills. They're good in a bunch of different ways. Uh-oh. Get out of the way. Don't let him smack you. Oof. No, not this one. Don't let him get gold. Get that gold. Good job. Daigoro. This is all you would pay me. Very well. This guy's supposed to be... God, we just fought him earlier. Why am I drawing a blank on his name? The G guy. Supposed to be him in disguise. But we don't know that yet. Not at this point in the story. By the way, about dreaming about TV shows, it's extremely relatable. Happens with me every time I watch something. Good, I'm glad it's not just me. The question is, did you deliberately fall asleep to a show to make that happen? That's where I feel like I'm a little bit weird. Oh, the other part I was going to say about teaching our kids how to be as autonomous and self-sufficient and well-skilled as possible. Part of that is we also want it to be a defining trait in how they find a partner. I think it's important that you have high standards for yourself when looking for romance, and that's part of what we want to do for our kids, is have them be so self-sufficient that they don't end up being attracted to somebody who would exploit them to be the adult and do all the things. Like, if you can't do your own finances, balance your own budget, do your own cooking, shopping, take care of your needs, see a doctor when you need to see a doctor, schedule things appropriately on a calendar. I'm not saying that you're less of a person for being incapable of doing these things, but if my kids can do all of these things very well, I wouldn't want them. I would hope that they would find it attractive to meet somebody else who also has all their stuff together. And then you could do so many more cool things as a couple because you both have all your shit together. That's all I mean by that. No shame for people that are still working to try to get all of their stuff together. No, I dream about certain shows, even if I didn't watch them for weeks or even months or years. Interesting. Oh, this is an oldie but a goodie. Level 27 is our level sync. Somebody's doing this for the first time. Probably this little potato over here. How cute. How cute. It's somebody's first time. Probably. Oh, I don't have any cards. Oh my goodness. Okay. Level 27 and I have 0 cards. At least I have a debuff. I've got my dot still. Do I have an AoE? Nope. I have no AoE. Oh, I have no dot. Oh man, this is going to be awkward. No, I have the dot. What was I? Or hot. I have no hot. So I have to do only direct heals, a dot, and my main damage, my direct damage. I have more diversity in damage spells than I do in healing. That's awful. Well, we're gonna make this happen. Oh, the tank is the newbie. Wait, I want to cast a hot on you. Had a really weird Bleach themed dream a few days ago despite taking a pause and watching Bleach a month ago. Interesting. I've had some dreams like that where it's based on content or engagement in something that I haven't had in a long time. What usually happens, and this is weird, and I hate admitting this on stream, but heck, I'm an open book. That's what we've built our community on. Oh, you really do need to be more of a healer at these earlier levels. Because what else am I going to do? Spam attacks? Oh no. Good thing I still have a reactive off global cooldown heal, or this guy would have died. I dream about old acquaintances that were either romantic partners. I thought they might become romantic partners, or were never romantic partners. And I often dream about people in romantic situations. And that's the part that's really awkward for me, because I wake up and I'm like, I haven't dated you for ages, or I never dated you, or I never thought about dating you. Wait, where are we going? Must follow the tank. If we don't follow the tank, he's liable to die. Yeah, it's a really uncomfortable feeling to be like, I don't think we ever showed interest in each other, but maybe my subconscious was like, hey, what if? And tries to play the side story. What would happen if? What if you guys had gotten together? Let's do some alternate reality storytelling. And I get a lot of that. I dreamt about having kids before I had kids. And I was like, oh, well, that was an interesting... Like, I did always kind of want kids. And so it was sort of like a weird test of like, you know, well, how did you do in your dream? Do you feel like you were a sufficient parent? Do you really want this now? We have 2 girls. I dreamed that we had a girl before we had our first girl. I was like, I dreamt it was going to be a girl. But also, that's kind of like stupid confirmation bias, because it's just a coin flip for the most part. 99% of outcomes would have deduced that it would have been either a boy or a girl, so it's not like the hugest revelation that when we had a girl. In fact, isn't it true that the chances of creating a female are higher ever so slightly? Yeah, I feel like part of it too is, as a new tank, this tank doesn't is not spamming their cooldowns. So I'm casting more bits of healy-dealy on them because I'm not seeing those lovely defensive cooldowns you'd normally see. Even on an earlier tank, they'd still have some already unlocked. And it ain't happening. Fiction almost fully replaces my social interaction, so I think it's the situation you described, considering the fact I'm more invested in fictional characters more than in real people. I can see that. Uh-oh. I don't like these fights because these poisons used to be dispellable and now they are not. So you just have to take all of them on. Oh, good. At least they all disappear when you fight, when you kill the boss. But it's a little disorienting to see all the poisons come up. And in almost every other fight in this game, as a healer, you have the ability to dispel to Isuna the poisons. But the ones in this dungeon are mandatory. Don't know why that is. I'm sleeping, too lazy to rewrite. You're totally fine. We don't judge on typing capacity or English capacity. There are times, honestly, since we raised the girls in a bilingual household, that I forget or misplace in my brain English words or phrases. And I'm like, man, I wish I could just say the Mandarin phrase, because that's the one that first entered my brain. And now that my brain has a term that works, it doesn't want to look for the other language's term. It just wants to use the Mandarin only. And it's really frustrating. Oh, shit. No, our tank. Our tank is dead. We're all gonna die now. Come on, I can make this work. I can make this work. Ugh. If we recover from this right now, I'll be amazed. Would you look at that? I'm gonna apologize. It was probably my fault. I mean, yeah, I know the tank isn't using their defensive cooldowns, but I know that, and I could play in a certain way to make sure that they don't die. Yeah, they've changed a lot in this dungeon. I feel like even this room is different. I don't remember it being quite so green. This got like 2 overhauls, I feel, because I remember it being overhauled once, and I feel like they did a second pass on this. The good thing is Oz is using Duolingo to learn Mandarin, and so now every once in a while, if I really feel like the English is not just coming to my brain properly, that I can still just say the Mandarin phrase, and there's like a 35 to 40% chance that she's gonna understand what I just said. It's pretty cool. Oh, maybe this is the same room, but that like purple swirly goo, you can only see like when you're in the room. You see that? If I move the camera here, the room looks way different. It's like purple and green together. Just a little more complementary color than just like the flat green. Oh, yeah. Also, it doesn't look nearly as flat green as it did. Something happened to the whole room. Maybe as a component of the... Don't you find an Ascian here? Maybe they made the room turn this color? I have all the cutscenes turned off since this is all old content. I'm trying to remember what it is. Yeah, the room shifted from all green to, you know, arcane looking. What are we doing? Are we sparring? Do I have a spar command? What is the emoji for this? Oh, never mind. Our tank is free. Tank's running in. Leroy. It's funny you said you're really sleepy too, because, you know, it's the theme of the stream. Talking about being sleepy. I'm definitely, after last night's sleep deprivation, I'm very much feeling it. Oh, is that whole area poisoned now? That is not lovely. I'm guessing our tank is not getting out of the poison either. Yeah, just stand right in the green goo. Do you see what you're standing in right now? Do you see how green right under your feet is? Do we care? I don't think we care. All right, I'm just going to keep focusing that guy. Yep, that worked. Well, it was a trip down memory lane in its own sort of way. I still feel like this place has changed. I don't remember it being this green. I do kind of remember getting slowed if you step through the goo around the edges. It's clever. They did a good job with the different level designs. As you're leveling up, each dungeon feels very different. Each boss within each dungeon feels very different. And there's so many. There's a ridiculous amount. Green and purple color scheme reminds me of Eva 01. I don't know that. It's common, especially in adventure and fantasy games, to just try to find complementary colors as best as you can. And so purple and yellow would be a natural fit. So purple and green isn't too far off of that. Red and green are a natural fit. Blue and orange are a natural fit. You find a lot of blue and orange in sci-fi stuff. Yeah. Should go back and try to... What I'll try to do is dismantle some of this stuff and then sell it. We also haven't done anything Society Quest or Gold Saucer today, so we can do those two before I pass out. I don't want to stay on forever tonight, but I do kind of want to, like last few streams, I've either canceled, started late, and then quit before the full time because I started so late. Or last stream, I started on time, but I quit early because I was so sleepy. I might quit early again. My business might be more closer to start on time, but quit a little bit early these days until I figure out something where I get better sleep. Otherwise, I'm going to continue to be just I don't know, 20% of what I actually am. I feel like there's a bunch of me that's locked behind sleepiness, and I'm just not quite sure how to manifest it except to go get more sleep somehow, one way or another. Thing I named from sci-fi stuff. Oh, cool. Do you notice the blue and orange combination of colors that they just think they lean on that a lot in sci-fi compared to other types of movies and shows as far as promotional palette and like main thematics? Okay. This one, usually most people will fight the right foreleg first. People taking damage already. Gotta make sure we're all healthy and sane. Is this a new song? No way. It's just one I haven't heard in a very long time. It just sounded so different because I've put it away in the back of my head for such a long time. There we go, leg about to be down. This is what I should have saved all of my damage boosts for. I don't have any cards, and I don't have divination, which are all my damage buffs. This is where they would work the best. The manipulator's health bar is the one we're trying to break down. God, that we did so little there. All right, lesson learned, lesson remembered. And get the left foreleg, and I will save all of my goodies. Wait, why are things on me? Why are things on me? Oof. Fine. Most of the names that I pick online, when I'm not just like picking my own name just for, I mean, that's just for like streaming sake. It's just fun and easy. And I like that a lot of games, when you can name your character, they pick on that character. Like they give that character bad time or like bad history or something. And so I like having it named after me because it's kind of funny. Be like, oh crap, oh no, what's happening to me? You know. But when I'm not playing it up for the show, then I will usually name things after fantasy stuff. There's that one. And there's that one. Go do all your damage. Does this guy get to hide or... Oh, it does. Shit. Now that it's hidden, what do? The back legs? Oh no, we just come back at it again. Interesting. Yeah, I guess we can just say don't focus on this. This is a weird fight. Oh! Oh, I died before even the floor things. Oh, both healers. Do we have a reser in that summoner, or do they not get res yet? Oh, they do. In fact, a lot of fantasy things, I have this book that is on Tolkien's languages, and I use that to name a lot of my characters. It has, I think, every word from every book. It tells you what book it's from and what the word means, and also then how to say that word in other languages. Which is pretty cool. And even my character in Final Fantasy is named after that Tolkien languages book. Okay. I remember. I guess we just have frontline left. How are we doing? Almost full on everything. Or just on poetics, I should say. Let's do it. I may just do frontline and call it just so that sleep is happening. Yeah, my first character in Final Fantasy I made through Steam, through a free trial. And I named, it was the same aesthetic, and I named her Dae, which means shadow. And I forget what her last name was. It's like Shadow Obscured or Shadow Approaching or Shadow Hidden. I don't know, something like that. Something along those lines. And it was all in just like elvish words. And then I signed up for the game through Square Enix's portal and said, okay, can I transfer my Steam free account to the official Final Fantasy XIV launcher? And they're like, no, if you wanted to keep your free trial character, you should have bought the game in Steam instead of through Square Enix. I was like, that doesn't make sense. Like, I want to support the game makers directly using their own direct tools. I don't want to use Steam for a game that has its own proprietary. So I was like, so what do I do? And they're like, well, you got to make a new character. Damn it. So I named her Dai again because my old character was named Dai. So Shadow again, because dark elf looking character. So Shadow just made sense. And I just looked up the word for new because I'm making her brand new. And the word for new was Virya. So that's where Dai gets her name. Okay, while we're waiting for Q, let's break some of this. I don't think I need or want any of these. Any of the things I can actually break anyway. I forgot for the longest time that desynthesis was a thing, and I was just giving these items up for the company seals. But I've gotten so many company seals now, I don't even know what to spend them on anymore. For the longest time, this game has teased that there are going to be new Grand Company levels. You can see their names on this grid, that they're going to be like new things to aspire to that would probably have new rewards for me to unlock. And they haven't updated that in ages. It's like they refuse in all of their update cycles for all the things that they repeat over and over again, the way their raid structure and their just every update feels very samey in this game. They won't go back and update things that are half done like this. If your rank is high enough, you can buy lockboxes with pets and mounts. I did that for so long that I think I've gotten the RNG for nearly everything you can for those. You can get them for Stormblood, and you can get them for what came after Stormblood? Shadowbringers, 3.0 and 4.0. You can buy them. Yeah, you can get 4 if you have a full stack of Grand Company seals. You can get 4 of those lockboxes, and I did that for both the 3.0 and the 4.0 lockboxes so many times that I basically have every minion amount that you can get from those, and I sometimes will do that just in case there's something I missed, but it mostly just turns into stuff I saw on the market board. But some of them are inundated, like there's some, like the otter from from Stormblood. The otter pet is so inundated, you just have to sell it to a merchant because you can't get anything from the market board for it. So I stopped doing that. Otherwise, there's some ore that's used for submersible missions for free companies. It usually sells okay. I'll have to look into that one. I haven't looked at the pricing on buying raw materials. Or you can buy the items for the ARR relic. Sometimes sells pretty okay. I'll look at that stuff. I feel like very few people remember to desynthesize though too, and this all turns into items that I can also sell. So I'm going to try this for a little while, plus my desynth score. I don't even know if that matters anymore in the current phase of the game. My desynth score is low, so I can keep leveling that score up. Okay, I do not know how to Astro very well in PvP, so we're going to switch to White Mage, which was the first and most used PvP job that I did in this game. Oh, I should probably also use a map because good team members use maps. We'll lock the map. We'll set it like that. Actually, let's set it a little more like that. We got perfect view of everything. We'll leave it up there. Objectives win maps. So you always gotta follow your friendos and figure out where you need to be going in order to get the most points. It's really not about running in and bashing heads with a bunch of other players and hoping that your damage beats them out. You do that, and somebody who's paying attention to the objectives in the group will win out every time. Although, if they're just here waiting for a pummeling, why not? Well, a bunch of us died. Whoops. Is this thing damageable now? Good. Can we focus on this instead, you guys? I only do PvP in this game casually on occasion because I used to be heavy into PvP in MMOs. I was in a PvP-centric guild for a while in World of Warcraft, and that was fun. We, I think, did really well. And then I used to do lots and lots of PvP in Guild Wars. Guild Wars 2, I'm sorry. Guild Wars 2. Guild Wars 2 PvP was really fun. It felt like the best PvP out of the realm versus realm kind of PvP that was started in Dark Ages of Camelot, as far as I know. I don't think it was ever in any games earlier than that. The idea of you're part of a faction in the game, one of like 3 factions, and your whole objective is to defend and attack against 2 other major factions on a massive battle front. This game has it too. This game has the 3 factions idea. They kind of loosely stole from Dark Ages and from Guild Wars 2. But it's not well plotted out. It feels half-baked, and all the skills and everything and what you can do in the game as a PvPer feel kind of half-baked too. Are we getting the majority of this center tomolith? Because that would be pretty neat. Doesn't seem like the other guys are interested in attacking it so much as attacking us. Oh, well, I'm dead. That's not to say, like, I won't do PvP in this game because I'm a snob and only like it in other games. But I'd rather be spending my time in Final Fantasy in 14 doing things that 14 excels at. And because other games excel at PvP better than this, I would rather play this game doing other things. Well, we're sort of all neck and neck, although we're on the low end of necks. Come on. Am I the only one fighting this thing right now? We've got an AFK just literally staring at it. Hopefully they have a baby crying in another room or something. Why is yellow dying? Or, I'm sorry, why is yellow killing us? That's what I meant to say. It doesn't look like they're even bothering with their own objective. Maybe we're just not meant to win this one because we are bad toe-to-toe. Oh, somebody said they needed to really take a bio break. Well, that's where part of our force is gone. Hey, look at that. We're actually in the lead out of seemingly nowhere. Because nobody challenged us on that monolith. It's probably part of it. It's interesting, the changes to being able to move while mounting up have also affected PvP now too. So you can be running and mounting at the same time. Oh, speaking of. Let's smush a tomelith, shall we? I don't like how much damage I'm taking. How do we do? Better than the others? Did okay. Not the best. And now we are third again. I keep closing my map. That is antithetical to what I want to do. So, do these little pods come up first, or does the big tower thing come up first? Do we have nobody at our most expensive tower up here? Seems like a bad idea. I'm not a DPS, I just work here. Isn't even supposed to be here today. Alright, we're neck and neck for second place. We're about to be pinched by yellow if we're not careful. Because they'll want this too, and they've had plenty of time to already destroy all of their monoliths, tomeliths. Yeah, I think starting tomorrow I'm going to try to turn over a new leaf with my sleep. I don't know how. I don't know how that happens. I do appreciate that while I sought you out for wisdom, that you all really commiserated more than anything else. There's nothing wrong in that. There's no shame in that. One, I appreciate your vulnerability. Two, I do feel like I am less alone. That I'm not like the only one making big mistakes in my life. It's a combined effort. We as a community are not the best at sleep, period, for myriad reasons. And that can be part of the fun, just knowing that there's something different with each one of us. Oh my. Look at all this. Lots of pinch opportunity. Can we pinch you? You look pinchable. Boop. I just stunned a whole bunch of people. And then I'm probably gonna die as a result. Oh, yeah. They did a lot to get rid of me, though. There's that disconnected from server message that OBS decided to give me again. It's gonna haunt my dreams. I don't know why it happens. I know when it happens. Happens right at the 3-hour mark. Every time, consistently. But why? Can we go destroy their tower a little bit? They're gonna leave this alone for a while, yeah. It's just hanging out over here all by itself. All by its lonesome. Uh-oh. They're coming back. I really want to see this. Bye. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I was over here. Don't hate me. I think the number one thing that's causing my biggest sleep deprivation is FOMO, is being social. And if I can just work out in my head that there won't be a me left if I keep doing this, there won't be enough me left behind to be social in my future, then I need to do this to make sure that long play version of me stays around as long as I can to be the resource and the person to hang out with that I want to be. Looks like yellow's certainly going to win now, because they are ridiculously above everyone else in their stats to a point where I don't know how we catch up. They're always the first, they're always the fastest, and when we destroy a Tomlith all by ourselves, we don't catch up. We're still 100 down from them right now. Which means we're not quite getting there. Well, maybe we can push yellow and do some kills. If we do some kills, that might be enough. Can we get some kills in there? What if I do a stun? Oh shit. Well, they focused me real hard when I jumped in to do the stun. But I think maybe it bought our team some time. The problem is I feel like blue was busy trying to kill us while we're just trying to knock yellow down a peg, which is frustrating. Seemed to do the trick though. We did knock yellow down a peg. We got yellow down. And now we have a different focus. Don't die. I want to heal you. Just have a cooldown there. Lots of tinies are spawning again. Does this map seem longer than the PvP usually is in this game? I do feel like this level is dragging on. Well, it says 6 more minutes, so not the worst. Yeah, I think starting tomorrow, I'm going to try to turn over a new leaf. I think I am going to look at actually changing my streaming schedule, even though I said I would and then didn't do it. And I think I'm going to be boring and change my sleep schedule by being a boring person and doing much less socializing way after hours. How are we? Top of the charts right this moment. Remains to be seen how we'll continue to do with that. Can we jump across to enemy lines and kill some of their little mounds? Are they even here to defend? They are, but they're scared. They're scared of the claw. This is good. puts us in a good spot to potentially come out ahead. And we can kill some of them too. That's always a nice feeling. Oh, we're getting real close to winning now. Oh, but Flames are going to win. And see that, they're only 10 points away. Oh, we won. Wow, that hasn't happened to me in a very long time. Not to say I'm always the one that's not doing good, but I just tend to be on losing teams. I mean, your chance to lose is, you know, people on your team aside, 66% chance to lose, only 33% chance to win. Okay, broken a bunch of stuff down. We still were gonna do gold saucer, and we should probably do the dailies for Beast Tribe. No, I'm bored. I don't want to do that. We'll do gold saucer. That'll be the end. That's so weird. I was able to open and close that map in the PvP area, even though I had the lock set on it. And once we left that area, I was not able to anymore. Oh, there's a leap of faith. I can't say no to leaps of faith. I used to be in Guild Wars 2 addicted to the jumping puzzles there. Not that I'd play them over and over again, but there were so many of them. There were a lot of them in Guild Wars 2. And I completed most of them. Even the incredibly hard, ridiculously long jumping puzzles. I would do it over and over and over and over, bashing my head on my keyboard with each failed jump. These ones are nowhere near as punishing, but I still have the addiction. It's still baked in me from my Guild Wars 2 times. I probably don't want all of my hotkeys up for just this. And I probably want the camera a lot easier to manage. That's better. Where's our... Surely we have another copper. Did I miss it? Oh, I see it. It's over that way. Don't forget that gap. That gap right there, I fell to so many times when I first started this area. Awful. It's a dirty trick is what it is. Got all the silvers clustered in one area. And there's the gold right up there. Actually, I need to be back here, don't I? Get to it. Yes. Easy peasy. This one was pretty easy. Everything squished together. Everything very linear. No tricky jumps. Nothing like the big forest with the acorns. That was worth taking a small detour for. I'm trying to get something that's 5 million MGP, the currency of this area. And that takes a long time. Nothing gives you rewards in terms of millions, just in terms of thousands. Very few things, tens of thousands. So it's a long haul slog to get there. 500 for each of the cards that I have duplicates of. The perfect jumping puzzle was 4,000. A perfect mini cactpot is 10,000. And it's not guaranteed because it's a lottery card. There's no guarantee that you buy a card and it gives you a win. but I have kind of a mental algorithm to ensure that if there is a win on the card, I will unlock it. If not, I don't care what the outcome is, really. It's so worthwhile to chase the win that nothing else really matters. That one was not a win. That one did not have a win. Could be there. I'm gonna take this mini win, and I'm right to have done so. Oh, it wasn't even a mini win. I miscalculated. It's supposed to be 986, not 976. That's fine. I still didn't miss out so terribly. All right, let's try to sell some of the things that we have desynthesized. We'll call it an evening. I don't think these are going to be for sale for anything worthwhile. Nope, still just 500. We'll probably just vendor those. Lunar Adamantite, not too shabby. 25.90 is the most recent reasonable price. That's an unreasonable price for high quality. It'll sell out really fast. 25.89. Try to undercut by just one gil and keep things civil. I used to do trade on EVE Online and nothing else, just trading. And I got really comfortable with the world of working through auction houses and following markets of goods and that kind of thing. It was really weird. I don't know why I wanted to learn it so bad, but I did. And so I did that. This one, there's a precipitous drop before 150, so we're going to go 149, and somebody else will buy those first three. And then we'll probably still sell this just fine. Gold and silk, people again selling the high qualities for cheaper than the regular ones, which is just dumb. It's a waste. We'll do 45. We'll match the lowest price for the normal one. We have a lot of individual items. We'll match the lowest one there. Well, no, we'll go one lower. 34.49. So ours is top of the list. This ingot, 900. Then a lot of 990s. We'll go 899. The 900 had a lot right there. We can sell our one for cheaper. Materia, these ones are, they look high enough to be able to fetch a reasonable price. Some of the old ones, they sell for less than what you can buy them, what you can sell them to a vendor for. You could literally go to the auction house, buy them from the dumb people that mark them so far down. 569 out, 98, and then just sell them to a NPC vendor and you'd get money, but it wouldn't be worth your time. That's somebody doing a really stupid precipitous drop, so I'll just do 9589. Very good. Another dumb drop. I don't know why people feel like they have to do this, mess with the market this bad. It makes me want to do this at a market board so I can just buy their cheap one and then add it to mine, the price of mine that I'm selling. I don't know what Black Star is. It says it's crafting material. Just never used that one. I wonder if a lot of this stuff is specific to desynthesis. And so that's why it's the pricing that it is. There's a lot of precipitous sale on that one. We'll just join in with the onslaught. Okay, brass ingot. Let's ignore the 140. What are the other people selling high qualities for? 10,000? What do they normally sell for? Can sell for 400. I could probably sell mine for 400. I don't like the 140. That person's undercutting significantly. do thread. Oh, I'm out of room. I had to switch to the other. So this one, again, people selling high quality for the same price as low quality for no reason. 668. Somebody will buy the high quality before mine, but that's okay. Do I want to try to sell? This sells for 10 gil, and people have it up for only like 14. Ugh. There's a lot of ones here, though. I might be able to sell it for 19. It's not terrific. I'll get just slightly over vendor for that one, but not too mad at it. It was free. And then we will go and vend these. They will not sell. And these other two are, you can craft things with them and then sell them for more. So I just leave them there until I accumulate enough of a stack where I can sell them for more. Should probably maintain our inventory clean. It's been cleaner than it has been in a long time. That means getting rid of that thing that we got from the raid, Heaven's Ward, and putting this on what's the word I'm looking for? Put that in the armoire. Let's take the free trip. Where am I going? This way. Wait, why is it? Oh, is this a special event? Must be their annual celebration of Final Fantasy or Square Enix. Because, yeah, it's playing whatever the Final Fantasy theme is called. I forgot about that. They do that every year. Maybe we'll go check it out before we call it a night. Do one last. Keep doing one last thing, one last thing, one last thing. I won't do too many more one last things. All right, armoire. Let's store the... Wait, I super thought this was armoire. It's not armoire-able. I guess I can always buy it back if I needed it. It is not desynthable. Place an armory chest? No. Whatever. Just get rid of it.
Please stop kissing everything.
Who's there? You beat me to it. I was even thinking, you know, I might end stream and send everybody Oz's way. And then Oz did it first. Congratulations, Goblin. Welcome, Goblin Raiders. How was your night? What were you playing? How did it go? Let me do a shout out for, man, if you don't know the streamer Boz by now, I'm gonna put you in my burn book. Raiders,
You
I'm...
are my dad. You're my dad.
Patron that was yellow.
Ginger.
Oh, it's us.
Where'd you get ginger?
It grows on the island wild.
Yeah,
You just hoe it up. And I'm good at hoeing it up.
I know. I know. Somebody clip that.
Remembering the past. Is that one? Is that what this one is? What's the event? Why is it all glowy here in the middle, and what's the event? I'm certain that you have to pick it up from somebody around here, right? Not you, is it? You're a level 1. They want to know what I think of Ulda. You guys, aren't you doing something? You look like you're... Oh, those are actually players. Just hanging out on stage. What did you clip? Oh dear. Played some Soma and then absurdly modded Repo. Interesting. Okay, we can watch this. Hang on. To remember how to do the watch to make it work. I do this one. Okay, it popped up on one stream, but not on the other one. Boop. Boop. Why is it small here? Can we make it not small, please? And then... Oh, it's over there too. Okay. It's there. Then do we have... audio? I think we do if I do this slider here. Alright, it's called Spicy Mouth.
So that I can afford to go to the doctor and get spicy brain diagnosis. So that maybe, if they just say, okay, if they say yes, spicy brain diagnosis, definitely have thing.
Put it in your mouth.
Oh, that was it. That was that's special. It's very special. Special time with the Streamer of Oz, everybody. Good stuff. All right. What were we doing? Oh, trying to figure out what the event is for this. Holiday event. What is the one right now? What are we in right this moment? The Rising? I think we're in the Rising. And we're looking for... Where are we going to start this one? Event started yesterday. Adventurous Ambition? Wouldn't it be... Figured it would be in here. Isn't the guy usually in here? Maybe not. The music is here. Alright. Quest Giver, Wandering Minstrel, Adventurous Ambition. Limsa Laminza. Wait, what? Oh, why is it so pretty here? Then... I'm confusion. For some reason, I thought this was always held in Ul'dah, but maybe I'm just misremembering. We'll go to the airship landing. Okay. Please. May I have a Limsa? I'm going out on a Limsa here. Okay. You are here, and you are probably south of the Drowning Wench, would be my guess. Am I accurate in making that guess? Oh yeah, that looks right. Whoops, that is not my sprint, is it? Oh, I don't have a sprint right now. Lots of crystals. The Wandering Minstrel is in search of inspiration. This quest is available for a limited time only. Oh yeah, he looks ARR dressed back in the day. Well now, if it isn't my adventurer friend Dae, if it could only be a blessing from the navigator that we should meet again, here and now. You see, I've been struggling to find inspiration for a new song to perform this rising. I have a mind to speak with the locals for their tales. for which I could use your able assistance. Might you be willing to accompany me? Sure, let's speak to some people. I am truly grateful. During the Rising, we remember those we lost in the calamity, even as we turn our attention to a brighter future. 'Tis my hope to hear a tale that inspires one and all to look forward. Now then, there's no better place for talk in Limsa Lominsa than in the Drowning Wench. I added in. Let us first seek out the barkeep, Batteron, and see if he has aught of interest to share. Oh, we don't even have to walk. We're getting teleported there? Is that what's happening? Wow, that happens so rarely. Teleport me. Oh, come on. What's the harm? The arm, probably is how we pronounce it. Oh, no, that was somebody else. I see. What's the arm? You'll get yourself killed. That's the arm. I ain't letting one so young sign up. Why do you want to become an adventurer so badly anyway, Richard? Oh, so tiny. There's this place I need to go to. Problem is the Yellow Jackets won't let a child leave the city alone. But if I was an adventurer, I'd be responsible for myself. I could go wherever I please. Whenever I please. So please, let me sign up. Yeah. It ain't that simple, lass. I've got a responsibility to those I sign up. If I let someone what's clearly unprepared head out there and end up hurt or worse, I wouldn't be able to live it down. And don't even get me started on the damage it caused the guild's reputation. So you can forget about signing up until you're older. Much older. But it has to be now, during the Rising. Why do you have to be so responsible? It comes with age, lass. Now run along and get yourself home. Aw, we'll take you, little kid. We'll thrust you in the arms of danger. Uh-oh. Kid's plotting. Do you see that? See the plot face? That's a plot face. Oh, this guy didn't see it. Is everything well? Ah, sorry you had to see that. Little cub's bent on becoming an adventurer, but I said no and sent her on her way. Still, I can't help but worry. She doesn't strike me as the sort to give up easily. True that. Wouldn't surprise me a whit if she tried to sneak out anyway. Yep, probably. I hate to impose, but you reckon you could keep an eye on Richa? I do it myself, but I can't up and leave the tavern. Sure. The timing of the Rising seemed to be of the essence to the little one. Intriguing, would you not agree? Let us ask her about that. I guess we shall. I'm in your debt. Now the nearest city exit's the Tempest Gate over by the Off Castle. I suggest you begin by talking to Clindriel in the sentry yonder. Name just rolls off your tongue, doesn't it? Okay. Hear me out. Oh yeah, we can't mount up. I was like, mount up. That's in newer cities. And still not in every city. I hear an Oz coming. Hi, the streamer of Oz.
The little is sleeping on our couch because she does not. She's sniffly. When she coughs, it sounds really crunchy. And she said, "Do I have to go to school tomorrow?" I said, "It depends on how you feel when you wake up." And also, Tiny was, she passed out in the car. It was like, "Mama, I'm just so tired. I just want to drink my smoothie and go to sleep." So I feel like maybe they're going through something, but I'm not 100% sure. It's kind of a hard call.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. But we'll see. I am going to take care of the chores that they did not do.
Take care of their school stuff. Okay.
Today is always gonna be.
Yeah, I guess we'll see how the morning goes. So we may have 2 sick littles on our hands in the morning. We'll see how that goes. Wish us luck. The lowlands of Lenosia await you on the other side of the Tempest Gate. At Patron's behest, you say? As it happens, a girl of that description did come through just a moment ago, and you're a guard, and you're just like, oh, little kid going through? That's fine. That's fine. She was at the heels of a Migote peddler, so at a glance one might think them parent and child. But the way she kept stealing glances behind her made me suspicious, and you didn't raise an alarm. Good job, Clindriel. So I let my comrade Ayoyo outside. Okay, thank goodness you actually did something about this. And I expected she stopped the little one for questioning. If you're worried, you should seek her out. Thanks for the information. We shall find your comrade at once. I don't know why I give this person an American accent, but it's an American accent for some reason. Okay. Oh, so we're literally... Oh. Hi, Richa's right here. Damn it, they saw right through my disguise. Yeah, well. Yeah. That's how it do. And you might, the two ye be. I'm this child's mother. Just kidding. So Patron sent you after the little one. I was just about to ask her what she's up to. Richa, was it, dearie? Even without others telling you, you ought to know it's dangerous out here. What is it that you want to do so badly you'd risk your life like this? There's something I need to see. It doesn't matter if it's dangerous. I have to go. Sounds like you got a death wish. We understand that you have your reasons, Richa. Even so, we cannot, in good conscience, allow you to wander the wilds alone. Are we watching an episode of Sesame Street here, or like what's going on with this quest? So here, I would make a proposal. Rather than becoming an adventurer, why not employ the services of one? Yeah, we charge really good rates for kids. With a dependable adventurer at your side, you would be able to reach your destination safely. This, I believe, is your best option. In other words, do this or you're going to get in bigger trouble, brat. But I don't have any money. And what adventurer would want to help a child anyway? A few. Why, our friend here, of course. Sure. I love babysitting. As long as I get paid. Now I'll be positive. You can count on me. It's I'm always the positive person in games. As snarky as I am in real life. I should be glad to provide suitable recompense in Richa's stead. Well, a part of me hopes that this will lead to inspiration for a song. Above all, I feel compelled to lend a helping hand. I'm forgetting to breathe here. I must be tired. You'd really help me. Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad it worked out for you. But as a client, there's something you need to bear in mind. Oh, what's that? That is, you've got to give the adventurer your trust. Be honest with what exactly it is you need, and she'll be able to help you all the better. The place I want to go is a lighthouse here in Lower Lenosia. It's named for one of the 12. I heard a rumor from a kid in town, you see, who told me that ghosts appeared there during the rising. They're supposedly lighthouse keepers who died in the calamity, and they spirit children away to the realm of the dead. Oh, and that's what you want to do? Well, that's got to be nonsense, and I want to prove it. Prove it by getting spirited away to the realm of the dead. Of the 2 lighthouses in the area, Austrian's Touch is the only one that civilians can still get to. Don't recall hearing nothing about ghosts, though. Alright, we're gonna go. I can't help but be curious, so I'll come along. Having a yellow jacket with you ought to make things easier, I reckon. I'm literally the warrior of light. We probably don't need you. That's outside of a skirmish anyway. Being a cannoneer, I'm more on blasting things from a distance. If we run into angry fiends on the road, they're all yours. So you're really not doing anything. You're like, I'll make it easier. If only I had a cannon and I could shoot things from a far distance, that makes sense. But not here. So what's your name, adventurer? Diaveria, of course. Diaveria, I'll remember that. Thank you so much for helping me. You're gonna be the next one. Like when I pass away, I'll give it all to you, Richard. We'll get to Austrian's torch and see if the rumor about the ghosts is true. Sure. I like the icon here on the side of the quest. That's kind of cool. Okay. Chose camping, chomping at the bit to set forth. Are you ready to go, Dai? As much as I would like to accompany you, someone should return to the Drowning Wench to apprise Patron of these developments. Besides, to hear your accounts afterwards, what you learned and felt, will also bring unique inspiration. I wish you an enjoyable and insightful excursion. Sure, goodbye. Right, to begin with, how about we head east to Madman Bridge? It'd give Chad a chance to see the sights. Are we walking? The path can be steep in places, so take care you don't take a tumble now. I'll be fine, don't worry. Let the adventure begin. Okay, they're just gonna go on ahead, then I'm just gonna fly. They're gonna go on ahead. I'm not walking. Where we're going, we don't need roads. Two tinies following me around. Look, a river, and there's some sort of strange animal. Have you never seen rivers before? We sometimes see children out this way with their folks, but I take it you've never been. Actually, I have. It was a long time ago, though, before my parents died in the calamity. Oh, you want to see your ghost parents. It's all right. I like it at the orphanage. Everyone's really nice, and I have lots of fun. Sure. That'd be Limelion Shoals, I take it. It's an orphanage run by a former sanguine siren, in case you wasn't aware. A fine place by all accounts. If that's where Richard's from, I'll have one of me comrades contact her caretakers. Wouldn't do to let them think she's missing. Right then, next we'll make for Austrian's embrace. Up this here hill. Jeez, all the apostrophes. Take it slow so you don't wear yourself down. Yeah. Go on with your bad selves. I believe I can fly. Wait, where's all the music out here? This place not have its own regular running music? Oh. Whoa, we're so high up. This is amazing. I felt the same way when I looked out from here for the first time. The bridge was built where a tidal wave sundered the land during the calamity. It's a symbol of our symbols, or our people's determination to rise above tragedy. Mr. Althea, that's the headmistress, said that we Lemindens work hard because we hate to lose, and like what we do. It's cute. What about you, Dyer? Do you like being an adventurer? Oh, I'd rather not work at all. I mean, that sounds like me. I will say the first one's the most positive. I wouldn't want to be anything else. That's what I thought. When I grow up, I hope I'll like what I do as well. My parents liked what they did, I think. When the calamity struck, they didn't run away. They were noble souls, Mr. Althea said. She promised to tell me everything one day, but I don't know how to feel when they're gone, and I can't find the words. I want to be a good client, though, so I'll think on it. Oh, because I need to hear your story for you to be a good client of an adventure? Seems Richa's got something she needs to get off her chest. In wanting to verify the rumor, mayhaps she... Nah, but there's no use speculating. Come, let's press on. She wants to find her ghost parents. Stuart, love how mods can take a game that was getting stale and bring life back into it. Talking about the crazy modded repo that you guys were playing or something else. Was it getting stale for you? What do you think inspired you to feel like you were playing it fresh and new again? Was it one mod or several that gave you that feeling? That there's Austrian Torch, one of the two lighthouses here, what are named for gods. The lighthouse's keeper is a bloke named Rostens. You could ask him about ghosts and anything else you like. That's another name that just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Lighthouse keeper. Yeah, I know your parents were lighthouse keepers. Could have told you a mile away. Could have told you 5 minutes ago. So, about the reason why I want to know about the ghosts. My father and mother were lighthouse keepers, you see. But they disappeared during the calamity and were never found. When I heard the rumor, I thought that maybe, just maybe, they were the ones haunting the lighthouse. New levels and monsters? Oh, cool. In mods? That's impressive. We still have stuff we haven't seen. Very cool. So that's why you want to prove the rumor wrong? You couldn't stand people thinking your parents were doing terrible things. Aye, but a part of me wishes that the rumor was true. Then I'd be able to talk to my parents again. There's so many things I'd like to ask them. Well, whatever the truth is, we'll find out soon. Let's keep going. Yeah, what if your parents are like evil ghosts and they do just want to spirit you to the realm of the dead? And like, finally, our daughter can be with us. And they like kill you on the spot. About that. There's also a random modifier at the beginning of the levels that do stuff like make ducks always aggro or stops you from jumping. Interesting. Yeah, I suppose that could be kind of fun. Just, it's like playing a randomizer, right? At that point. I see the draw. What did I pull up over here? Oh, it's just an advertisement. I don't need you. I don't need you. Okay. Whoa, the sea's frozen in a splash. Amazing. Oh yeah, I guess that's what that's supposed to be. Frozen sea. I always kind of wondered. But I guess it's supposed to be water. Frozen in time. This area was odd hit by the calamity. On top of the tidal wave was washing away big swaths of land. A piece of Dalamud came crashing down yonder. They said it caused ether to gush out of the land and crystallize all at once. Okay, so that's crystallized ether, not ocean. Got it. That makes more sense. At that time, I was with Miss Dorothea. She was my mother's friend, and she took me to a safe place. And she heads an orphanage now? Interesting. I was very little then. I didn't fully understand what was happening. But the calamity really was a frightful thing. I can't imagine how it was for father and mother. I mean, they died, so. I've been working on a pendant for the first time. I forgot to refill my supply or resin, so I have to wait to finish it. Bummer. However, the lack of finished product did cause it to look inappropriate, and that made me happy. Was that the girl holding the tentacle thing that I saw on somebody's channel? Oh, here we are. Oh, who's this guy? Oh, the guy we were supposed to talk to. Nice. No, I like how it turned out. Well, now, if it ain't guests, what brings you to the torch? You know, ghost stories, I guess. Ghosts. I'm gonna fall asleep at Keys pretty soon if I don't wrap this story up. Ghost in the Rising. For all my years as a keeper, I've not seen nor heard about such things as at any lighthouse I know. It's certainly the sort of places children might believe haunted, though. Might be someone mistook me or some laundry for a specter. So father and mother weren't ghosts after all? But I must say, it's a surprise to see Ratoa's little girl here. Your parents showed me the ropes when I was starting out as a keeper. They had charge of Limlion's ring yonder. Nowadays, it's on a little isle, but there used to be a stretch of land connecting it. A dangerous stretch it was, rife with nasty beasts. You needed to hire adventurers, and grizzled ones at that, just to deliver supplies. Oh, lovely. If you knew my parents, please tell me about them. Oh, it's supposed to look like a girl dreaming about food with a hot pot behind her, but I only have the tentacle part. What do you mean you only have the tentacle part? Dreaming about food is the tentacle part of the food that she's supposed to eat? Or part of the hot pot? What's going on there? Oh, you damn me. I'll take a look. They left me in Limsa during the calamity and died in the tidal wave. Why did they go out there even though it was so dangerous? What was going through their minds? I want to know. I was stationed elsewhere at the time, so I only read this in a report. But your folks did everything they could to protect Limlion's ring. Okay, so that ships would be safe or something, I guess. They built a breakwater using anything and everything they had on hand. But in the end, there was no stopping such a monstrous wave. Countless souls went missing when it struck, and the Maelstrom mounted search and rescue operations. I joined in the effort, but I'm afraid they were never found. So they could still be alive. That's what I'm hearing. Know, though, that your folks didn't die in vain. By manning their lighthouse to the very end that day, they guided many vessels safely to shore and saved many lives. I see. They really were noble souls, like Mr. Orthia said. But if I could choose, I wish that they were still here. Well, maybe you get your wish, girl. This is just a thought, but how'd you like to stay the night and hear more about your folks? Oh, you've got more tales, huh? I see. It'd only be the mundane everyday things, but what I know, I'd be glad to share with you. I'd like that. I like that very much. There you go. You can stay here the night with a random stranger. I have to wait for more resin to get here to finish printing the hot walk. Oh, okay. Or hot pot. It's more of a walk, but you get the idea. Gotcha. I know how to walk this way. Oh. Is this me? Why am I stumbling so weird? Oh, did I hang out with them too? Just to make sure the girl was going to be okay. Good morning, Dai. Oh, you were up early. I got up early to look at the lighthouse where my father and mother used to be. And that's when you saw their ghosts. Watch, they're still manning the lighthouse and nobody ever went out there to check. They're just living off of rations. For the longest time, I'd felt as though they had abandoned me. I wanted to see them one more time so I could ask them why they had to go, and to tell them that I miss them. I understand how you feel. I do. You always want one last conversation, right? In the end, there weren't any ghosts. Still, I'm glad I could learn about my parents. It made me realize that I want to become someone who helps others. Like them. Like you. Oh, it's so cute. Wow, the sun came up. Just kidding. Sunrises are pretty. I get it. It's just, I'm just shitting on happy things because that's what I do. So thank you for bringing me here. Oh, we all stayed. A yo-yo stayed too. That's her name, right? Literally the word yo-yo. The words yo-yo. All right. Do we have our... Oh, teleported us right back to Limsa. I love when quests do that. Thank you so much for coming with me, both of you. You're very welcome, dearie. You can always come to me if you need anything. Just no more trying to sneak out, yeah? Well, I'd better get back to the orphanage. Hopefully Miss Dorothea won't be too mad at me. She will be. You'll be wanting to report to the minstrel, I expect. In which case, a comrade of mine tells me he's at the anchor yard. Well, I thought he was going to be at the Drowning Wench. I'll see to it Richard gets home safely. Be sure to catch the special fireworks afterwards, eh? There's fireworks? Be seeing you, die. Okay, bye. Glad I could be of service. Where am I going? Where's this place that they say I'm supposed to... What the... Way the heck down there? And of course there's 0 etherite to get me there. Okay, I vaguely remember. This is where I picked up my first crafting job, so... Back in the day I had some semblance of this part of the game. This is also where I picked up my first gathering job. I picked up Armorer and Fisher, and they're both in this city. Hey, there he is. Ah, welcome back, my friend. Was young Richo able to find that which she sought? I'll tell you the whole story by shaking my hands at you. So, her true purpose was to see if the ghosts were her parents who were taken by the calamity. A tale is born when someone acts in the name of another. And as there are so many tales out there, it is impossible for us to know every single one. Yet a tale may occasionally find its way to those who need it most, such as that of the lighthouse keepers, whose courage and sacrifice have come to guide their child years after their passing. Thank you, Dai, not only for granting Richa's wish, but for providing me with inspiration as well. Oh, you're welcome. While we wait for the special fireworks to begin, might you tell me more of your excursion? Sure, I can wave my hands at you somewhere. No, I'm just kidding. We went to a... Faded to black. Are they doing fireworks right now? Because it looks very bright outside. Hello? Yes, it comes to me. A verse for all who strive onwards this day and every day. Yeah? Yeah, tell me your verse. Pluck. Oh, he's giving me the echo. Oh, yeah. What are you doing, step bard? Oh, do I get to speak to Heidelin? This guy's got powers I didn't know. I had no idea you could thrust me back into my astral body. Oh, hi? That's not Heidelin, I don't think. Greetings, warrior of light. I hope it's Heidelin. Oh, it's not. Wait, what the heck? Who are you? What is this? This is a world that exists outside your reality. Could it be a dream? A flight of fancy conjured by your weary mind? Perhaps. Or perhaps not. Okay. Naoki Yoshida. Oh, should I do this with more of a Japanese accent? That's okay. Everybody Everybody in this game has it, or at least in the English transliteration, has more of a British accent. 'Tis a pleasure to meet you again. As I have in the past, I have beckoned you here that I might express my gratitude. I don't remember ever coming to this spirit realm and talking to this guy. Is this Yoshi P? Is this who Naoki Yoshida is? For long years, we have walked together with you on this grand adventure. It is a never-ending journey, one that shall continue tomorrow, as surely as it does today. The most natural of things. Along the way, I have endeavored to keep my gaze firmly fixed upon the future. That's the future up there. Of late, however, I've been keenly reminded that we must occasionally look back upon the path we walked, that we might remember the lessons learned. Yeah, namely that you're repeating the too much content in this game. Sorry. In the course of our adventures, it seems that I, too, have grown. To learn from successes and failures both, and forge ahead with humility and sincerity. This is what I had resolved to do at the journey's beginning, and I resolved to do so anew. Is this your promise to me that you're going to have better content in the future? Nothing would please us more than to continue having Utah's side on the road ahead. This guy looks like he pulls his pants all the way down to pee. Nice. That's I knew somebody like that. My high school. Yeah. I literally actually saw a guy, a fellow student, my year, and he would go to the urinal and pants around the ankles. Yep. Got another make D laugh point. True. They're rare. Nothing would please us more than to continue having you at our side on the road ahead. We'll see. And I pray that upon this journey of life that we have the honor to share, the light of the crystal shall ever shine. Now, the time has come for this vision to end. Time for your eyes to open from this waking dream. This world shall yet endure. As we continue to make our way, I pray that we shall have occasion to meet again. Till that day, I wish you the happiest of journeys. Fare you well. All right, warrior. And why does he have to carry an axe with him? What's that supposed to be about? He's not going to use that axe on all those cute little pets he's got. Hopefully. Most happenings in our lives have no bearing. Yeah, this isn't the same guy. I thought maybe it was him, like in a spirit realm, but it's definitely not the same guy. Most happenings in our lives have no bearing on the fate of the world. More often than not, they go unobserved and unremarked. But you, my friend, gather up such forgotten tales and see them delivered. In so doing, you bring joy, and as a token of my gratitude, I dedicate to you this song, a song of journeys fulfilling. Oh god, he's gonna pull me out of my body again. Just kidding. Didn't happen this time. Hey, he made fireworks go with his harp. Just kidding. In gleaming gold, the sun does rise, the boundless sky it calls. In silver pale, the path of men, a white and endless pole. So far away the guiding light that you do now espy, but flames of life their warmth impart to comfort and inspire. Take heart, my friend, for here we stand, and so we shall remain. Your destination reach you shall, by memory's refrain. The graphic updates have really gotten a lot of mileage out of this game's older areas like this. It looks so nice with the updates. I have no doubt that you, Richa, and Ayoyo shall give rise to a great many more tales. The three of us? Doubt it. Your tales in particular may be more varied than those of others. There may be times when you face great hardships, and the weight is more than you can bear. Maybe. I don't usually play that kind of content, to be honest. In such a time, I bid you remember this. No matter how great your burdens, the tales that you have gathered shall ever be your strength, a beacon to light your way in the darkness. Thanks, random dude. That I see once a year, generally. Pretty excited about Metal Gear Solid 3 tomorrow. The visuals look so much better, way less green filtered. Oh, cool. Those fireworks need to be more spread out. Yeah. It's over the ocean. I'm sure it's fine. What did I get? A wind-up Gulul Jaja? Neat. Watches your progress with great interest. Thanks for the free minion. Yes, that's it. And we're back to daytime again. Cool. Are these other... Oh, I thought maybe there'd be other players out here. There are a few, but they're over on this side. Hey, interesting. Now you have all the little pet things surrounding you. Neat. Okay. Well, it's called a night, shall we? Now I'm actually past time. I thought I was going to end early and I ended up ending late. My bad. I'm going to end the one stream that doesn't let me say the other streams right now. So if you're safe, fed, and loved, make sure someone out there is too, please. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. All right. Cool. TikTok's over. Now we can actually talk about the other streams to your face. But YouTube, Trovo, Kick, we're killing your stream right now too. I'm just killing everything all at once. However, Twitch people hang out because we're going to go find somebody to raid out to after all is said and done. For everybody else whose stream is ending right now, I will see you again on Saturday for more My Friendly Neighborhood, which is turning into a surprisingly great game. I wanted to play it first out of all the spooky games this year during spooky season because I thought it was definitely going to be the worst of those that I would play. And I'm getting schooled as to how good of a game it is. It's actually really well made. So don't miss Saturday. I don't know if I'm going to be starting and stopping at the same times going forward. I'm being serious about the whole really analyzing sleep and trying to figure out maybe a different sort of scheduling. So bear with me these next couple days. I'm going to try to do some clever discerning what the heck I need to do with my life to survive through the end of the year. That might mean some big changes and shifts, and that might mean that you get left out on a day where you would normally be able to watch, or I might be streaming on days you can't. Sorry, I hate it. I don't like doing formatting changes, but this has just not been sustainable for me. These 3-hour nights of sleep this past month. So I got to figure something out. I'll let you guys know. If you're not following me on Discord already, please do that because that's where I post most of my updates for people. Not on my website, not anywhere else on any socials. It's pretty much all there. So go join the Discord server to keep up on good stuff.